And do you have the right D&D Beyond thing up today?
I do, as a matter of fact. Thank you for asking. Always an important question. I appreciate that. Do you guys hear the music? Is it really fucking loud right now?
Not yet.
Okay, great. That's a good thing, actually. Kind of a miracle for me. And it looks like everything's on board. Rocking and rolling. With that, as I was saying, 10. Last time on Hunters.
Our party had lunch with Brixton. After finishing, Mr. Burgess, seated at the bar, called Tomas over and told him that his boss would like a meeting at one of the Iron Throne's warehouses at dusk. The party agreed to the meeting. On the way back to the Nine Fires Inn, after Reson's explosion mishap at the Ben Bow, they noticed a group of men heading the same direction. The group turned out to be Victor's family, and the Goliath Barbarian departed to deal with family matters. Before the meeting, the party stealthed towards the warehouse in order to get a lay of the land. Aldous turned Doc Invisible, who discovered that hired security were waiting inside for them, and told the group to be careful. During the meeting, the head of the Iron Throne made her entrance. After some discussion, she decided to kill the hunters in order to clean up loose ends. A fiery, explosive, and bloody battle commenced. Our heroes killed the Hydroons and followed the tracks of the escaped Burgess and Archer woman towards the docks. They found new lodgings in the ruins of an old guard training ground and pondered their next move.
Right on.
What happened?
An epic session it was indeed, as you guys stole away from the conflagration that was a warehouse to find the tracks that led to the Iron Throne compound by the river, the Sword River, and then subsequently holed up in a nearby abandoned building that in fact had a fence around it for the development to be commenced upon it. With that said, we happened upon our adventurers the following morning. As the
So
sun,
we get a long rested?
you do get. I mean, that was the idea, right? You guys were camping
Yeah.
out. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You get your long rest in just fine.
Cool. Perfect. I guess I wake up. I said that I was gonna before my long rest. I would I was scouting out the dock area that they were. Did I see anything while I was on my stakeout before I went to bed?
So
You know
during
what? Sorry, I'm going to interrupt here. I think we need to decide really quickly if we're going to just, like, she fled with that stone. I know we haven't long rested, but if we give her time, she can prep. If we follow her, she's not going to expect us just appearing with our stone.
Oh, just one thing I wanted to
Won't go
throw
to
in
the
there,
right place.
gentlemen, just to interject.
Uh,
As you guys are heading back to
So-
camp, just so you know, as you guys are bedding down, you do hear the crack of thunder once again, as it seems that the respite you may have had from the storms was only temporary, and the rain begins anew, thundering down from above. So just an important point, it's still storming pretty good.
So I'm not sure if we go after her or like right away, because then once you won't expect it, we do have the element of surprise. Although, you know, we definitely got knocked around a little bit.
Yeah, I'm really hurt.
yeah, but I have like two spell spots right now, so I'm not really.
Okay.
I
just
we
wanted to make sure that we make sure we're not wasting an opportunity.
she has like a bunch of people in that warehouse. We have no way of taking her on. Right?
And I only have level 1 spells. I don't have any level 2 spells.
Yeah. So
Well, we don't know where she disappeared to, right? She just had that stone and then was gone.
Yeah.
yeah,
You have no idea where she would have gone?
we have an idea of where she
Theories.
would have gone. Can I do? We have one. I have one of the stones in my pocket. Can I do like? Is there like an inscription that would tell us where it would lead to anything or anything like that, or no? On the stone that we
Gold rune
found.
on it.
Not only do you not see any markings upon it, but as you're looking it over, you have a sharp kind of PTSD flash of a memory where you remember seeing the way she held it and the way she kind of seemed to squeeze it.
Okay.
Insightfully, you think to yourself, if there's no words, there must be some sort of mental aspect. You
Yeah.
figure probably, think about home. There's no place like home.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think there's a point. I'd say to resident. I don't think there's a point to actually go seek her out. We're kind of lagging behind here.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure we didn't miss opportunity.
Well, it's kind of this. Maybe we go find help then. Like our next. I don't know. I look to the four of us and say, I don't know if all four of us can take on the Iron Thrones by ourselves. So do you think we should go find help, or is this? Is I know we want the platinum. That seems like that's what we're doing, but like, is that all we're trying to get after her? Is that just money, or is there?
I think she'll have some wicked loot and some magic items too.
Okay.
I mean, that's where we started off with this whole mess, and that was kind of where we were heading down the path of this. I don't really know where you want to go from here, but we are in a town where we're now causing all sorts of trouble. I don't think going back to town is really going to be a big option right now with how connected everyone is, and obviously
Yeah.
some of the people that are in town are up against us. So I see nothing but going forward, but that's me. I'm okay with heading forward. Now, just as an outside thing, Dooley, are the two new characters with us? Are Ken and Serena with us, or no?
We'll get there. But in the meantime, on cue with what you say, you can hear shouts in the distance as guards yell about the fires and to bring more water.
Yeah, we did.
You can hear footsteps pounding faintly beyond the fence outside the building, amidst still the rain
Yeah.
that is promised to come.
Yeah. So, we're probably that woman seems like she's going to want us. If she doesn't figure out that we died in that fire, then she probably will assume that we are on the run, and she might go track us. So, I think Aldous and I are the only people. Aldous can turn someone invisible, and I am able to disguise myself.
Not right now, but
I know not now, but like tomorrow, if we want to go into town, it'd be you and me, and someone else. With
I have disguise as well.
you have disguise self.
Yeah.
Okay, so then either. Yeah, It's been a long day.
If you don't want another explosion, I do understand.
Well,
I think Doc is our best option there.
Yeah, I obviously want to go after her, but I don't. I think we have to find more people to help us. We kind of lost our.
Well, I mean, we can always go back to we can see what's going to happen. We go back to the inn, especially because we know that the stone was there to begin with. I don't know if that has any tie-in.
Burgess knows that we stayed at the Nine Fires, right? So they might have people there, right? And then they might have people watching the inn right now.
I mean, didn't Burgess just hightail it out of here? You think they already have somebody watching the inn, and the assumption that we made it out of the entire building that was on
Well,
fire?
Burgess knows that we made it out. He left. Burgess was one of the last people who left, so he might assume that
I
we
think she
survived.
has someone watching, for sure.
Yeah.
She's smarter than that. Oop, Doc, would you have someone watching
Yeah.
if you had unlimited resources?
Yeah.
I
Also-
would.
So, should we sleep and then go into town tomorrow, disguised as whatever, and try to figure out what we will do?
Do we still
think
have rooms for tonight?
I paid for our rooms, but I don't feel comfortable going back to the 9-5 Inn. Especially. So that's 24 gold gone from my pocket, but I'm fine with that.
I'll find you some more.
Oh, thank you.
There's always things laying around.
So we sleep here we sleep here for tonight, and then in the morning we go scout around town.
I mean, I kind of think everyone. I think everyone taking a rest would be helpful, especially considering the shape that Aldous and Tomas.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
hurt I'm not hurt particularly hot. I have only a couple more
Spell slots.
magic-y stuff in me.
Yeah, I've
So,
been hurt hard, and I have.
That's the technical
yeah,
mechanics
all this.
term for it.
It was not smart of you to do a firebolt and then explosion.
Yeah, that's kind of why I just turned invisible after that.
Yes,
I think it was way more impressive than mine.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I liked it.
yeah. So go to bed, wake up in the morning, disguise yourselves or whatever. Doc, you're the only person that can't disguise yourself. So maybe you just stealth in the shadows behind somewhere near us.
He
or-
can disguise
I mean,
himself.
I have a
with
disguise
darkness.
Oh, you have disguise kit?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that then. And then, do we want to find allies? Do we want to find somebody that can help us?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the ass kicking that we got would probably be helpful.
So, who would be best to help us in this situation?
Someone large.
Somebody helpful.
Or stack two people on top of each other to reach Victor's height.
I mean, willing is also
Do you
a
think?
factor.
Do you think the church would help us? Do you think? I don't know how embedded the Iron Throne is, and I don't really know. Brixton said the Captain of the Guard. No, sorry. Rothric said the Captain of the Guards is someone he could trust. That's what I remember. Let me see my notes, because I write so much shit down. Where are you? Rothric knows about Red Sash. So there's Deacon Blanchard, he owns an inn somewhere, or Harmon Gray, head of the guard. So we can go try to find Harmon Gray and say that we know something about the Iron Throne being, and help them take them down that way. Because they probably hid the platinum somewhere else. So I don't know. We can say that we know where their hideout is, and that helps because we do know the location of where they led off to. So that might help us get some leverage into the head god, and that god can help us. I'm literally speaking, rambling here, people. I need input.
Is my scroll still following Roderick?
Good question. He's out of range right now.
Or do you want to go? I don't think. Yeah. So there's Deacon Blanchard or Harmon. Those were the people that Rothric trusted in Erebor. So Harmon Gray tomorrow. See what they go into town. See what they're talking about, and then
What's your vote,
Harmon Gray.
Rez?
He, hang on, just out of curiosity, your squirrel is telepathic?
Yeah, but only a certain distance.
Is it 100 feet?
Yep.
It's 100 feet.
Yeah.
Through all
And he
obstructions.
was chasing Roderick, right? He was
Yeah,
Yes,
oh
he
yeah,
was.
100%. I'm counting on it, 100%. And honestly, the timing, I could use it right now. But it's 100 feet, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, as you guys were.
So, if we're going to take the rest and we get up in the morning, we can either continue following the tracks down towards the head of the Iron Throne, or make our way back into town disguised and try and find the head guard. Sounds like the two options that are on the table. Rez or Aldous votes.
Yeah, I don't mind either way, but also us going into town and burning some spells and stuff just to go back in town. You know what I mean?
So
Like that, somebody's going to use Decide Scale. I think I'm going to be casting Invisibility. But to do all that, it's going to be burning spells if we do have to go up against whatever her face was called.
So, what? We stake out the docks and then wait until nighttime and try to get inside, and what? Try to kill everybody in there?
Adding more pieces into that puzzle.
I think if I get an hour's sleep, I can cast a heal on whoever needs it, and then we really prep for the next day.
Well, all this needs like a long rest. We all need long rest. Well,
Yes.
all this and I need long rest. So that's 8 hours of sleep.
So you know what? We can look for muscle on the jobs board. I mean, there's always jobs, and then there's people looking for hire, right? So we could get another Gronk and.
See, thing is, do you really think how would we spin that?
Hey, we need you to come help us kill some lady, but we're not
We're
going to
look-
really tell
you know what? We're looking for a bodyguard.
We were the bodyguards.
Yeah, we were the bodyguards,
Just
Resin.
saying.
We were
Wanted
the bodyguards.
murder
Everyone big shit in the
hobos.
platinum
Have
around.
you
Just
not
murder
seen the
hobos.
movie The Hitman's Bodyguard? Like, come on, man.
No, we
Are
have
you-
to. Yeah.
All right,
You
listen.
identify as evil. Contact
I
us.
do. I'm neutral evil.
Shall
So-
we just,
What if we look for somebody that already has some sort of idea about the...
or somebody with
Platinum.
beef, or someone with
Yeah.
beef with the Iron Throne in
Yeah.
the city? We could try to find.
Gosh, who would that be?
Yeah. So we try to find someone. Maybe we go to Blanchard and see if he owns an inn. He might know where.
Oh,
he might know
where's Rothric?
Rothric? He went
went
somewhere to hide.
somewhere.
He went somewhere to hide because the Iron Throne was going to be there, and he's kind of a wanted man right now too.
That's what it was. I
So,
mean,
Isn't he
as
kind
you
of-
guys
oh.
asking this, the camera crossfades. Out the window, it quickly montages through the city streets and comes up over the shoulder of a large, green-skinned individual with massive shoulder pauldrons wandering through the city streets. This way and that in a cross-fading, slow-motion montage until we come to a small compound. Inasmuch as it is a walled structure, it is rather modest in comparison to the typical towers, fortresses, castleries, or manor houses that might adorn Arabelle's flat stature. The halls of side-by-side buildings give way to just another compound nestled in amongst the rest. A singular stone tower protected well by metal-pronged walls of blue stone spattered with rain from above as the green-skinned figure, measuring quite tall compared to the already two-story gate, stomps through the mud, in through the opening gateway past the guard, who gives him a nod. Entering it upon, you see a fellow about to enter in through the already open door. And beyond the fellow, whom you don't recognize, but is dressed in a sort of formal fighter's wear, it seems. All cloth and clean... Hang on, clean white?
Black.
Oh, okay. That was super loud.
Sorry.
No problem.
Way loud. Way loud.
So, as you approach, you see that he's only got a little bit of mud spattered despite the intense downpour overhead. As you approach the open doorway with the warm light emanating onto the blue, dark wet that you're coming in from, you see a familiar face beyond, sitting in the welcome area next to a sweeping stairwell leading upwards. And as he rises from his armchair, he claps his hands together. I would not have expected you to both arrive at the same time. It seems the Dungeon Master is going for convenience of story. So it is. Enter, enter, I bid you. And as you sight upon Roderick's domicile, you note a large guard-looking figure, a human, you're fairly certain, in a robust plate mail off to the one side, with his hands at his hips, carrying an air of authority, who simply gives an idle nod towards you as you enter and upon the area. The staircase to the one side leading up to a second floor, there's a balcony that wraps around. You can see there's doorways to various rooms. You imagine bedrooms, perhaps one leading to a ladder to go to the top of the place. As a matter of fact, you spot the ladder. Never mind, it's going to be in the corner off the second balcony, leading up to a hatchway you can see to the crenellated top of the tower. That said, there's a door off to the one side that seems to lead to what you assume to be, from the clattering and smells emanating, the kitchen. And off to your left, you can see another door that, from the clattering and smells, you would note to be the bivvy. With that in mind, Roderick bids you to take a seat. There's a hearth, a couple seats, and there's another stairwell that leads down. The entirety of the room is about 20 by... We'll say, actually, it's 30 by 50, so it's a little longer than it is wide. Ken, Serena, you are now standing
sorry.
in the warm...
Roderick, how do you find yourself today?
I've been better, but I am doing much better than I was previously. He gives his throat a rub, and you can see that he's got some markings across in the pattern of a rope, still nestled but faded some. He again beckons towards the seats next to the fireplace.
Ken kind of takes the giant sheath with his weapons in it off of his back and kind of leans it up against his chair and sits down.
It clatters as you place it upon the tiled floor, and the leather squeaks against your ass. Turn down your mic, yo. That thing's extremely loud.
Sorry.
Just a tad, or just move it away a little bit from your mouth. It's a really good mic. My kid has the same, I think.
Is this better?
It sounds a little bit better, yeah. It's cool. Yeah. Okay.
Serena will sit down in one of the other chairs.
The chair groans against your heavy weight as you nestle in upon it. You adjust your weapons such that they sidle in against, parallel to the legs of the chair.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything else?
You know what? I guess I could just.
Does she sit cross-legged or just sit straight-legged? Does she sit forward, backward, grimace, or smile?
She sits legs bracing, considering that the chair could crumble under her weight at any moment. She will take out her weapon and start polishing the blade.
Okay, sounds good.
Not in a threatening way, but just in a way to make sure that it's prepared for whatever might come.
Okay, sounds good. As you do this, Roderick gives a nod. Tea, if you could. And he peers over towards the doorway where you see a serving fella has appeared, and he gives a nod. And he says, and then blade oil as well, if you could. It is good of you to have come. I was not sure if my message would have reached you. These are trying times, and I can appreciate that a messenger might be caught up on the road. Banditry has been quite the problem, since there have been so many holes and... I digress. There's so much to consider now when the political landscape is in question. And again, I appreciate you coming as such short notice. How has the road been? Has it been well? I've been gone for weeks now. I presume it's been trying in these times, yes?
My travels have been uneventful, although I cannot imagine why. I look so approachable, do I not? He says, speaking to Ken.
Oh, yes, you look very approachable. Mine was also uneventful. Tempest did not bless me this day.
Roderick gives a nod at this and says, "How is Master Hyundai Subaru?"
He is good.
He gives
Tempest
a-
has blessed him. Oh, Tempest has blessed him with many battles as of late.
He gives a nod at this. "I have been meaning to visit the Temple of Nisan in the east, but unfortunately my time has been shortened. Were it not for some, it would be shorter still. But down to business. I have important things that I need accomplished, and I can think of few others that I would entrust to accentuate the task, such as yourselves. There are already those who are emboldened upon a goal in line with my own needs. However, I wish to see them succeed, and for that success to be ensured, I would see to line your pockets with some coin. I'm assuming, Ken, that this is appreciable?"
Oh, I quite like the sound of this.
He looks over towards the doorway as the servant comes in with the tray upon it. You can see there's a tin, a couple mugs, and a steaming kettle. There's also a bottle of a brown fluid with a cork in it. It comes and gets set down. He leans over and, taking the bottle in hand, he looks upon it. "Yes, an excellent choice. Excellent suggestion." He pops the cork off and pours a bit of that into the bottles there, one after the next. Into the cups, one after the next. Just a smidge. And then he proceeds to pour the tea in. You can smell a strange mix of, it would assume something alcoholic. Maybe whiskey, maybe rum. You're not quite sure. And the tea mixed together. As he finishes them out, he pushes them forth. And then takes the tin off of the tray as well, and he proffers it forward towards you, taking the top off. You can see that it's a blade oil that's meant for sharpening and polishing.
Alright, Serena gives him a polite nod and partakes of the oil and begins to polish the blade. She's also going to take a... I'm sorry.
Keep it, by all means.
Many thanks to you. She also takes the cup of tea and she's... Is it okay if I do a perception check to see if I recognize the ingredients?
Go for it. Nature, actually. Or better still, are you proficient in nature?
I am not.
You can have perception at disadvantage.
I rolled a 1.
Terrific. As you go to drink it with your Shrek sausages, you manage to get some in your nostril, burning your nostrils out, destroying your sense of smell, and giving yourself a point of damage. You can throw a Constitution to not spray it, spilling it violently about.
Okay, Constitution, that is going to be a 15.
Not only do you not spill it, you take it like a bouse.
That is quite a bracing brew.
Roderick gives a nod at this, and looks over towards Ken as he proffers a cup towards you.
Ken kind of does that thing where he cups it in both hands, just kind of gently wafts it at himself, and then just takes a sip like a normal human being.
I want you to imagine microwaved Vicks with a bit of cherry. Bam.
Ken does his best to do the polite and then sets it down and goes, "Some nice tea."
Right on.
Very nice, very nice.
Down the hatch it goes, warming the belly. Roderick takes his, sips it thoughtfully for a moment, and then says, "Perhaps a snack would be in order." And he looks over towards his gentleman, and the fellow gives a nod and a bow and steps out of the room. And he looks towards you and says, "I will be hoping that these individuals contact me soon." I have made arrangements for a vengeance. And as he says this, you kind of look upon him with a strange air. I want to make something clear. There's never been a case of vengeance. Even when you've gone after debtors, he's only ever wanted them arrested. He never wants bloodshed. This guy's always been a pretty decent fella. He's never asked anybody to break legs. You've worked for those kinds of people. That sucks. It makes you feel terrible. That's why this guy's gonna... But, you know, if they're bad people, breaking legs is okay. But he never wants that. He always wants them arrested. So anyway, as he says this, there's a moment where you realize something serious, something severe. And this... who he's asking you to off in this moment, who he's asking to put down, this is big. This is one of the main houses in Erebel. This is the Iron Throne. They're a publicly traded company. You know, they're big. They conduct shipments up and down. You do jobs. They post on the job boards. These guys are legit. At which point he says, but in truth, killing them won't solve the problem. Sever the foot, another will take its place. We need to make them fail. Make them lose their footing, make them lose their credibility, their respect amidst others. And only in doing this will we see them removed permanently. He spits on the floor angrily, or into the fire, I should say. That would make more sense. And as it sizzles away for a moment, you guys hear from the kitchen area and a clattering as jugs and jars fall over, and a squeaking and a hissing, and suddenly Master, there's a wild animal in here! There's a wild animal in here! And you see a brown tuft of fur scurry through into the chamber and run up onto the arm of the chair where Roderick sits. And he stares down towards it as it sits there chattering away and giving the old man the finger. And as he looks down upon it, and it chitters away at him.
Julie, the background music is a little loud.
Is it a little loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, now it's a little low. As he chitters away, the old man stares at him and says, "Why, it's a squirrel." A brief moment later, the camera pans to show him get up out of the chair, giving the squirrel some birth as the squirrel turns to face him, continuing to chitter away. Eventually, the old man looks towards both Ken and Serena, as well as his gentleman, and says, "What do you make of this, then?"
Well,
Someone say dinner. Someone say dinner.
Can I try animal handling to pet it?
Yes.
Right. That's only a 5.
Hoping you're gonna roll a 20 and steal his familiar.
As you bring the
I was gonna say,
finger
technically
in,
not an
Five.
animal.
With a 5, they may be eating dinner soon.
It's a fake creature, but
as you bring a finger in for animal handling, as it were, trying to make contact, as the case might be, like, "Oh, I'm right here, little buddy." Massive imposing thing that you are, Bigby's great finger of doom. It simply ignores you, and then finally bites your finger, and then goes right back to chattering at Roderick. You take a point of damage. Actually, I'll roll to hit. It's going to be a 7 plus bonus. You manage to pull your finger back just as it's about to nip you, and it goes back to chattering at Roderick. As Roderick watches this occur, well, feisty little fellow, isn't he?
I'll see.
Can you understand me? He asks of it, and the thing stops. It does one of these. Do you need bathrooms? He says. And the squirrel kind of screws up its face for a moment, and then chatters at him and gives him the finger again. I suppose that's not what he needs, then. He looks over towards both Ken and Serena, kind of defeated in the moment.
Ken kind of points and goes, "Did that squirrel just flip you off?"
Must have learned it from bad parenting, says Roderick.
Yes, this one appears to be a night nuts.
Haha, yes, haha. Very good, yes, haha. Roderick says. Do you need us to do something for you? The squirrel kind of sits there cogitating for the moment and then looks up towards it and gives another stern nod. After a brief moment, Roderick looks upward. A brief second of Roderick looking upwards, collecting his thoughts. He looks towards you, both of you, and then says to the squirrel, "Do you want us to go with you?" And the squirrel gives a stern nod. Yeah, yeah. The moment passes as Roderick looks towards the lot of you. And after a brief, tense, awkward second, Roderick asks, "You are seeing this, yes?"
There is definitely a squirrel having a strange conversation with you at the moment.
Do woodland creatures often make such specific requests of you?
No, this is the first one we've had residing in the pantry. Goodness knows how long it's been there. The gentleman then turns away and walks away into the kitchen. You can hear him rummaging about as he seems to be cleaning up. The squirrel folds its little furry arms together, rolls its little tuft bordered eyes, and then seems to ask as it quizzically makes the noise, "Rank?" And Roderick gives a nod. "Very well." I'm not sure I understood it. And he walks off from that moment, exiting scene right as he collects a raincoat and looks towards the pair of you and says, "I assume you're prepared for travel."
We did just travel to get here.
No time like the present, then. Shall we off? He looks down at the squirrel, and the squirrel gives a nod and scurries up him, hiding under the shoulder of the raincoat as he places it upon himself. He ties it at the frill of the neck, and the squirrel's head pops up against the collar and the man's throat. With its two bulging eyes sticking out and a snout sniffing the air, Roderick turns towards the doorway, looking around the small chamber, and says, "I almost forgot." And he walks over towards the fireplace, and pushing a brick in, he then slides another brick to the side, and then pulls a box out. Pulling the box from the chimney's brickwork, he opens it up and takes a bunch of coins out and places them in the poncho's pocket. He then brings another fistful forward after placing the box back in and sliding the hatch shut, and hands you both the coins. This would be the 20 platinum we start with. Or did I say 10 platinum? Sorry, 10 platinum.
You did say 10.
10 platinum that you start with. Ken's disconnected. He's like, "I didn't hear that. It's 20 platinum. So yeah, it's 10 platinum that you guys start with. And he's pocketed the rest, and he says, "Payment up front for a job to be well done, I'm sure." And at that,
Certainly.
he opens the doorway. And as the door opens, leading out into the stormy weather, the muddy road ahead of you, dark and foreboding, he steps out and walks off, expecting you to follow.
Ken grabs his sheath of weapons, pops them up over his shoulder, and heads on out the door.
Yep, I sling my dual scimitar over my shoulder and follow as well.
We're done. See if you can dull that mic ears down a tad more. It is still sharp. Point being, though, you guys make your way
Hey,
out into the streets.
Ken, there's a control under. I'm sorry to interrupt, but just
Yeah,
to help
do
you
your
out. Ken, if you go over to the mute button in the bottom left-hand corner,
Uh-huh.
just to the right of that mute button, you'll see a little arrow, and you pop that up,
Uh-huh.
and then you go down to audio settings,
Uh-huh.
and in your audio settings, you'll be able to control your mic volume, so you can make it really, really loud, or really, really soft.
Okay. Audio settings.
Is mine all right?
Yep.
I was kind of hoping he was going to do charades. Stick with you and then charades. That'd be interesting.
which I have up here. Oddly enough.
I'm gonna get some water if Julie's leaving. I'll be right back.
I don't know what that'd be right now.
The only buttons I have are automatically join audio by computer when joining a meeting, always mute microphone, and automatically adjust microphone volume.
Oh,
That's the Zoom settings. Right-click your speaker icon. Then you can get to your sound mixer, your volume mixer. It's in your task or system tray, I should say.
Just change.
Done by your clock.
Yep, output. That button. Sorry, this is a Chromebook, and these things are stupid.
Oh, never mind. Then I have no idea where it is. I've actually never worked on a Chromebook. But the audio works great on it, I'll say that. So, while he's searching for a volume mixer, you guys are making your way along the city streets. Milling through them, one after the next, the alleyways passing you by. Few of them that there are nestled between all the closely stacked buildings, one after the next. Each of them more drab than the last, you would say. Winding through the city streets, the squirrel leading Roderick along until suddenly the camera crossfades to a sleeping elven face, snoring away soundly in the dark as the lightning flashes through the windows, briefly illuminating the side profile of his pointed ears, pointed nose, and elven features in the white light and the blue dark. A voice echoes against as he nestles himself dreaming of whatever he might be dreaming of. The voice echoes again, attempting to wake the poor elf from his slumber. Well, not poor elf, you're enjoying your slumber, I guess. Never mind. But point being, the voice continues to echo until you can make a wisdom save right now.
16 plus 1.
Separating yourself from the dream in your consciousness, you place yourself outside your imagination, and a moment later allow yourself to rise. And as your meditation snaps apart and you come to, you hear the voice more clearly as the chittering, shouting in your mind is recognizable and complainative. As it echoes in your mind, you hear it state that it's wet, it's cold, this man is sweaty, and he's old, and my fur keeps getting caught in his wrinkles. It pulls, it hurts, I hate this. But we're coming to you. He's got friends. He's got friends that he's paid to help you.
Okay. And then I'll kind of try to tell him where we're at.
He says, I already know.
Well, I mean, just like a lead, I guess. I don't know.
He already knows where you are, attachment and
Yeah.
familiarity and all that.
Yeah.
He's right there. Okay, cool. After what may be another 15 minutes or so of trudging through the rain and the muck and the mud, your boot
Is everybody else
falls.
asleep?
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't wake him yet. Yeah.
Your boot falls sucking against the street as you finally come towards a nestled piece of construction site. Fenced off from the rest of the buildings surrounding it, you can see a few loose boards in the fencing have been pushed apart. The squirrel points through as Roderick dips his head and looks inside, then peers backwards and says, one of you should go first. The squirrel gives him a light scratch on the throat, to which Roderick says, you fucking pest! And he grabs a hold of the squirrel, but the squirrel bites him on the finger, at which point he squeals again and says, one of you should go through.
So I know they're here. Can I just go out?
You absolutely can.
Yeah. So about that time, I'll go out and open the door. I guess. Assume there's a door.
There is, in fact. It's got like a hinge, and it's mostly just nestled in the frame. But you guys stacked some shit in front of it. So, that said, Aldous gets up and starts moving furniture while everyone else is sleeping. That's fine. Whilst the camera pans against Serena and Ken as Roderick implores one of you.
Ken just kind of looks up at the giant, fully armored orcish warrior. He just kind of like gives him the look.
Serena. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, which one of us shall get the glory of battle this day?
I suppose the implication is that it should be me. First things first, though. Roderick, do you seem to have that creature in hand?
Roderick looks towards you as he's holding up his bleeding finger, looking at it. No, it's around my throat. The damn thing has me hostage.
Sorry, I didn't hear you over the music.
He says, no, the damn thing has me hostage.
Alright, I'm going to try to grapple it.
What, the squirrel?
I mean, if it's biting him and I'm his bodyguard,
Well, it only bit him the once. It hasn't, like, he protested going through and he got into a scuffle with it when he tried to grab a hold of it. It scratched him on the neck lightly. There's like a little red mark, and then he tried to grab it, and then the thing bit him on the finger. And so he's saying, like, you know, I'm held hostage here. So that's the whole context. But I mean, you do you, whichever way you want to take it.
No, if it's not a big deal, then it's not a big deal. Can I ready a dodge action and make my way through the door?
You may. The hole in the fence, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yes.
So that said, that happens. You step through the hole in the fence, your massive stature finding it difficult to squeeze through without knocking some of the boards loose. There was no stealth checks, though. You guys can easily hear, despite the rain outside, the clatter of lumber as the fence breaks apart and creaks in the rain.
So I can hear them. Can they hear me too? Like removing the
Your
boards?
companions, who care to get up, are thoroughly disturbed by the moving of the furniture.
What the fuck are you doing? It's late. I know you're an elf, you don't need much sleep, but the rest of us need at least 8 hours. What are you
Duke has
doing?
returned. He brought Roderick.
Fuck has returned?
Yes. Fuck has returned.
Okay.
He brought Roderick. And he said that he brought friends to help us. That he's paid.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
And it sounds like they just came through this fence.
Okay, let's get everybody up. I wake Doc up and I wake Resvin up. So, Doc, Resvin, I'm shaking you awake. Get up. We have company.
The kaboom! The earth-shattering kaboom!
Oh, yeah. We have company. Wake up. Doc, yeah.
Yeah, given the lack of context, I'm assuming that we all wake up at a start when you say these.
I say we have company. Wake up, wake up. Roderick is here. So, I guess...
What is he taking another piss?
No, apparently he has people here to help us. I guess he hired some more people. So I guess we have a replacement for Victor.
Well, maybe we'll also get a few more answers as to what the hell is going on here before we get our heads shot.
I suggest we also don't tell Roderick that we know that already.
How about we don't? We kind of know what. Well, Roderick wants his gold, his platinum back.
I'm just saying I suggest we don't let on that we know that he has somebody here Basically, we don't let him know that we've been spying on him, is what I'm saying.
Makes sense.
Yes, yes. But we'll see who comes through that door.
Well, yeah.
Can I just peek out the window and see
They
who's
just
coming
came through the
forward?
fence.
Yeah, can I just peek out the window if there's a window from the front? And see
The
who's
windows are
coming?
boarded up in the place, and with how dark it is outside, you can't make out anything past the
Yeah,
small
I don't have night
crevices.
vision either, so I'm like blind right now.
Yeah, so
Okay, so shall we just meet them
About the walk.
first? Yeah, I start helping all this move all the stuff.
okay. Ken, you want to give your
And
video a restart? Seems to have
once-
frozen, brother.
Once Thomas starts helping me, I stop doing
There it
that,
is.
and
Hi
I
there.
cast message to Rothric, and I say, hello. Come on in.
As you appear in the doorway, Roderick looks towards you as he suddenly shrieks again. You fucking goddamn! And the little furball is scrabbling against the collar of the cloak where he was nestled against the old man's throat. Removing himself with a pop, he emerges and jumps the distance, gliding in towards you, swinging through the air to land upon your shoulder. At which point he nestles himself against your neck and promptly chitters back, giving the old man yet again the finger.
I'll start like scratching him and playing with him and stuff, and then I'll reach in my bag and I'll give him like some carrot or something that I have.
He runs down your arm, meeting the one with the carrot, and then nestles against your belt buckle and kind of like props himself against the fold of one of the folds of your shirt. It's your belt and your shirt, if that makes any sense.
Alright, and then I'll just sit there and like halfway listening to what everybody else has going on. I'll sit there and telepathically just talk to him about his day and just see what information he can give us about Rothric.
Okay, sounds good. With that,
I mean, would you like to?
We now know that he has a house here in Arabelle, at least.
Yeah. I say, would you like to come in out of the rain?
I would like a fucking bandage for my neck here that is now profusely bleeding. He looks at his hand. If you would be so kind. And he points to his neck, and you can see, yeah, and sure as shit, he's got a bunch of skin missing where Falk has put a bunch of crevices into his lacerations into his throat.
Well,
hey, Resvin, you want to try your medicine again?
Roderick looks down towards Resvin, who's rousing himself up from his bedding.
All right. Let me have a look. I take a look and you know what? I'm actually gonna be gentle. I'm and I'm gonna check his. Is there any signs of more blood? And I ask him, is he spitting up blood?
He is actually trickling a bit out of his neck.
No, like you
That's
know how
too
he was
perfect.
coughing up blood.
Oh, he's not coughing up blood. No. He's just, his throat got scratched up is all. He was bitching about that.
Pull out some iodine.
Right on.
And
Well, do you want to come out of the rain? Your friends seem a little. Hello,
Yeah, Ken.
how are you?
Ken kind
As
of
you-
pops his head around. It's like, I would quite like that.
What's that? Now
well,
you're
not-
super quiet. I can't even hear you.
Oh,
We can't win!
what
well,
about this? It is.
Sound fine now.
yeah,
Maybe your
Oh, that
camera's
sounds
frozen.
alright. My camera's frozen.
yeah.
To me, it is. You can take your hands like
It's like all the technical difficulties.
this. Like everyone, he just is getting hit by everyone.
Chromebooks
Soup
aren't
and
no.
I are not good friends.
Now you're back alive.
Back
Well-
we're moving.
Okay, so welcome to our humble abode. It's not so much, but we call it home. I say sarcastically.
Roderick looks around as he walks in from the rain, taking his cloak off, and as it drips slightly, he throws it in the corner where where a chair sits. Almost,
I start casting prestidigitation to dry all of them off.
Fair enough. That happens one after the next. You give a couple quick castings, and the whole of it evaporates, leaving the clothes
Then-
well and dry and pressed. It looks like little Asian fingers took careful care of them. Calgon, that's the way. No, no one's gonna get that fucking reference. Never mind. Anyway, now I'm just a racist asshole.
I get it.
Thank you. At least someone knows I'm not trying to be a completely racist asshole. It was the
One, I'm
70s.
old,
It was a
two,
different
I'm
time.
Indian.
So,
Misogynistic.
And I believe you are the keeper of the squirrel.
oh, I'm not. I point towards the office.
As I'm sitting there like feeding him and stuff, I'll look up and say, "Oh yes, I am," and I'll just go like kind of right back to feeding him and telepathically talking.
All right.
So, Roderick, we had a busy day.
He looks towards you as he looks at the cloak and gives it a feel over and gives a nod, and says, "It has been busy, and you will be most interested to hear of what I say. Many a ballad will you be writing," he says as he points towards you and walks over towards where the table sits with like an old cloth over it, and takes one of the chairs down and checks himself for a moment, slowly lowering it, and then holding his back, he lowers himself down into the seat. As he sits back with a sigh of relief, he simply states, "We have..." Before I continue, my apologies. And he reaches down where his poncho was, and he realizes he's left the poncho over there, and he says, "Pardon me, but could you pass me my poncho?"
I'll pick it up and say, "Here you are."
As you do this, you hear it jangle, or you feel the weight in it, and it jangles slightly. And as he takes it from your grasp, he reaches down into the pocket and he says, "Business first," and places a large stack of platinum coins, or several large stacks of platinum coins down on the table. 10 piles of 10 silver to platinum coins, tri-crowns in the Cormyrian currency. He places upon the table and says, "For your services rendered, my friends."
Thank you.
Those spoils and such you may have taken, I feel payment formal is due.
And this is for helping you get here, correct?
This would be the fee promised you, yes.
So we got 100 platinum? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 25 platinum each, my friends. Thank you. You didn't have to come through the storm for this. We could have met you in town, but...
Yes, you could have. However, what I have to say is more pressing still.
Well,
There's a bounty on the removal of our common foe, the Iron Throne.
Being issued by who?
I finally managed to convince those who I was partnered with here in town that it's necessary to conduct this affair. Now, I wanted heads to roll, because, put simply, they made this personal. And he leans forward and leans back, breathing heavily for a moment as he collects himself, and then says again, "The Iron Throne has a severe foothold against common civility, it would seem. They have justified every atrocity that they've conducted in the name of profits, and faced very little, if any, recompense for it. It's unacceptable. The current leadership of the Iron Throne is to blame. Killing the member of the throne is no good. Killing any member of the throne will simply see them replaced and see revenge brought about."
So if you're not looking to get rid of one, What's the goal here?
And getting rid of them all is too much to ask. But what we should be doing is destroying their credibility. Money speaks. We suspect that the gold is being kept here in Arabelle, ready to be shipped up the Sword Coast. To that end, we need to discover where that gold is and cause them failure. By causing them to fail in losing the gold, however that is achieved, they will lose their foothold here. They will lose their credibility.
So you want to leave them intact, but cripple them financially in terms of their support.
And
It
their
is the
credibility.
only way to win against a machine such as
Are
the
you-
throne.
Are you sure that? See, from what I've heard, that a part of the Iron Throne is here in Erebor. Are you sure that this is like the main part, or are there other sects around Cormia?
While it is true that there are other facets of the throne, what we deal with is the machinations of war, the movement of troops and monies.
So
The
we're
eye and
talking.
the hand deal in other aspects of it altogether. The hand, in fact, deals directly with the finances. The foot answers too. The eye mostly directs the doings, but it is up to each section of the throne to have their autonomies. Hence, the eye does not micromanage.
So we're dealing with the foot in Arabelle. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
That's correct.
So, do you know who the leader of the foot is at all?
I do not.
See, I haven't had my long rest yet, so I still have a couple spell slots from before. So, say that we knew what they looked like. Would that help you?
I suppose it would.
Okay. I look to everybody. I look to Resvin, Doc, and all this, and say, I raise an eyebrow and say, "Should I do it?"
Yep.
I cast disguise self and disguise myself as the leader of the Iron Throne.
And as he
I
looks
was
upon
gonna
you,
cast an illusion.
I have a spell slot, so
Because it
we
costs
haven't
me
had
a
a long
spell.
rest yet. So
Yeah.
as he looks
That's-
upon you, he suddenly goes soft in the eyes and simply says, "Armoran, I missed you so."
yeah, she's the
And
one that
after
wants
he
to kill
collects
you.
himself and... Sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, she's the one that wants to kill you.
He collects himself at this and says, "Ahem. Yes, she's also not the leader of the throne. She's not the foot, but merely its aid. She's the face. She's not the foot."
She's the face.
So technically, we have had a short rest, right?
No,
I'm just asking.
that's
things
fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fair.
because I
'cause
have
we get a
arcane
spell slot
recovery.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He,
get one back too.
I just want to say, Roderick collects himself at this and then says, "My manners. I wish to introduce to you companions that I have hired on towards hunting Armorant and her coterie, and of course, her leadership. To my right here, you see Serena. Serena?" He nods towards you as you look towards him. He continues, "Is a hard warrior. You'll find none better at swinging a weapon as her. And this fellow to my left, though not as large as Serena, is no less wicked with a blade. His name is Ken. I have contacted my eastern contacts in this stead. In this event, I can be assured that these individuals we can trust."
Yeah, 'cause Yeah, we've been backstabbed before, so you'll forgive my reservations, Roderick.
Again,
Yeah.
they are not from around here for a reason.
Roderick, you will vouch for them. They are trustworthy.
He gives you a nod as well and says, "In truth, I would not be joining you together if I did not believe that you would all benefit from this union.
Well,
And if that
This
isn't
is-
enough for you, then realize that you have been summarily paid and will be paid further for your services here. For as I mentioned, I convinced a few of my other investors that it would be best to have the throne removed. Or in fact,
Uh,
their
Roderick, I got a
leadership
question.
removed.
I got a question for you here. What are we looking at? I mean, are we able to walk through the town comfortably now, or are we still going to be persona non grata because of what's going on with
yeah.
Throne? I mean,
Okay.
we're
As
really
he,
good
as you ask him this, he actually he nods along, and then starts shaking his head and says, "My boy, I honestly have no idea what you mean."
So yeah.
And then he looks around the place and says, "As a matter of fact, why aren't you staying at the Nine Fires?"
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you know how we had a meeting before you left us?
Are my things safe?
I thought you left your things. Well, I didn't. I paid for the room for the night, so they shouldn't be
Technically safe.
occupied. So technically,
We have empty
but,
rooms sitting
let's say that we had a meeting with. I gestured to my whole body. We had a meeting with Amra, and she was a lovely person, very well spoken, and she kind of figured some things out, and she ordered our deaths.
Try to catch us all on fire.
I don't know if you saw that there was a warehouse fire.
He gives a
Now-
shake of his head. I see that it's storming and raining outside. I assume that it took care of itself at this point.
It might have burned down some of the embers, but yeah, there was a huge fire, and now it kind of. I don't know if she wants to. She probably knows that we've survived because, let's be honest, she seems a little bit smarter than she looks.
He gives a nod at this. I see. So in fact, I'm to understand that Armorant knows of you and wishes you dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then it is of all the more
she knew
interest.
well of us before we even got there.
Then it would be all the more of interest for you to know that her head has 50 platinum upon it now.
That's interesting.
And you'll be all right if we kill her. You seemed very, very enamored when your eyes kind of glazed over. I see
You
that look in
mind your own, elf!
I'm a human, actually.
He looks at your ears again. Well, you dress like an elf.
I always think he's an elf as well.
Well, yeah. So we have a location to a where the hideout may be. So they seem to be waiting on an arrival of something, but they had to wait until the weather was better. So technically, if it's still raining, we could try to go sneak there tomorrow and see what's going down, because technically the shipment isn't able to be arriving until there's clear weather.
He gives a nod at this. And he says, "Hideout. Why, what do you mean, hideout? You mean to tell me that you've discovered where they're keeping the gold?"
No, not exactly, but it's a lead. It's a place where we could find out where the gold is, or if the gold is there, then wow, our job is easier.
He gives a nod at this as well. And he says, "I've brought you companions. that you can see this through that much easier. I've given you resources, lined your pockets. Anything further that you need of me, know that you can reach out. You have a common goal with me at the moment. Whether we are friends, business associates, or what have you, maybe just momentary bedfellows is fine. It's up to you. But for the time being, my investments, I would see them through. And he points at all of you and says, I expect great interest indeed. Great
If we need to
interest.
find you, where do we catch back up with you?
Your squirrel knows the way. He looks over towards you and rubs his neck some further, and then keeps rubbing along it, feeling the whole of the robe burn that he had upon it. And he just shakes his head as he thinks about the fact that his neck is just getting fucked up everywhere he goes.
So the Iron Throne don't know that you're an Arable at all?
Oh, certainly they know. By now, especially since I've been putting feelers out and machinations in motion.
So
I've been
is
moving
it
money
safe-
around.
Is
Seeing
it safe
too.
to go?
Sorry.
Is it safe to go back to where you're going then, where the squirrel knows where you are?
He kind of gives a "Psh, no. That's why I'm staying in a fortified residence. Everything I'm conducting from messenger. If it meant running into you two, I came with I came with a retinue, as you can see, and he gestures towards the strong arms beside him.
So,
You will be able.
yeah, Serena and Ken, where was it? Yeah, nice to meet you, Tomas. I don't know if you know our names, Tomas. And I gestured. Should we make introductions right now? Tomas, hi, hello. I point
Hello,
to Doc
I'm
or
Aldous.
Okay.
The squirrel, I guess, named Fuck.
Sorry, his name is Fuck.
Well, it was the squirrel formerly known as Fuck.
His-
He was
yeah.
given a different name. It's kind of
He
like
was given
Fritz.
Duke, but then it never stuck. Everybody just kept calling him Fuck, so he's
What the
Fuck.
fuck?
Well, he does that. He does the middle finger thing, so I think it's very appropriate. All this. And then I point to the dwarf and the gnome. Introduce yourselves.
I'm kind of short. I'm like 3'6", and I come up and I grab both hands and I like pump very like voracious, like, "Hi, I'm Brezen." And no matter what they tell you, it wasn't my fault. Nice to meet you.
What exactly wasn't your fault? He says he's just kind of like,
So, are you two staying here with us, or are we all going back to Roderick's place?
Well, it is likewise good to meet all of you as well.
We still have our rooms too, technically, I guess. at this
Yeah,
point.
we're not going back to the night. That's stupid.
Not even to visit?
I have all my only Roderick left the stuff. I don't know why, but
I can't remember if he actually did leave his things. I was.
I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he left.
I don't
He
think he
he
did.
grabbed his stuff and then left. Like,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah. So, so do you want them to stay with us, or do you want us to go with you? What?
Well, here's the thing. You know, we've just been hired on here to find the gold, and if we happen to take Amaran's head while we're at it, so be it. But a couple people here need a little bit of a rest. We still have some rain going on. You know, if someone can keep an eye out and a couple of guys can get their shut eye in, and then as long as the rain doesn't break, we know that the shipment's not going anywhere. We know where the building is. At least we can describe the building and what we're doing. And then tackle this thing either when the weather breaks or once we've gotten our rest in. Does that sound like a plan?
Very well. I will keep a watch if you so desire.
Well, Roderick has to go back to his place, and I don't feel very comfortable with him leaving by himself at night in a storm, where it's easily to get killed in.
Roderick, you need company to get back home?
He looks around for a moment. He says, "Oh, indubitably. I'm not trusting these dark streets to fate."
So I say we all ditch this place, go to Roderick's place, take a nice sleep there, and then GTFO in the morning. Hopefully it's still raining, and then we can go to the docks.
He gives a
That's
nod
fair.
at this and says, "My feather beds are a damn sight better than this wooden floor." He looks down as a cockroach makes its way away.
Hey, this is our home. Do not disrespect it.
It's
I'm kidding.
condemned.
It's a dump. It's a dump. Okay, let's
He
go.
grabs his poncho and throws it over himself, tying the collar up high. Gets all falutin with the collar there as he tugs it upwards. Man, poor Canada's connection, eh? Shit, that sucks. There he is again. Hi there.
Okay, so should we? So we're gonna make our way back to the Rothrick's place, and I will keep an eye out. Are we stealthing there? Are we gonna try to stealth there? or
Is
we
anybody
just, like-
doing anything in the place before we go? Ken, did you want to say anything? Did you want to do anything?
No, he's just kind of following along at this juncture.
All right,
Do
cool.
I learn anything else from Duke about, did Roderick visit anyone or any significant places all day
Okay, so
besides his house?
your little buddy there, long and the short, he says, well, at first I was situated outside in the living area, and then it was all right. And I was sitting underneath the couch, and then I was in the couch, and then I was underneath the couch, and then I was in the couch, and then I was underneath the couch, and then I was in the couch, and then I was on top of the fireplace. The fireplace was okay, but it almost burned. But then I got up into the ceiling area, and the rafters were really cool, and it was high and fun to fly around from there. And he had people coming and going all the time, and there was people coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and going. And then they would have food, and the food was always pretty good. There was always lots of food. And then I went for some food, and then I got trapped in the closet. And then I was in there for a while, but there was lots of food. There was nowhere to poop, so I had to poop on the floor. So that was that. And then the door opened, and I jumped out. And I think I scared the guy, but then I was talking to Roderick, and then I came here. And that was my adventure.
So you just went to his house all day.
But
75
there was
experience for
lots of
that,
people.
Dooley.
There was lots of people coming and going and coming and going and coming and going, and he was always talking about this and that and the other thing getting done and done and done. And it was sounding really important, you know, really important, like human important, you know, human important.
Yep.
Like there was lots of papers being handed around, a lot of talking, a lot of big papers, a lot of thick papers, a lot of writing on these papers. He would write on a lot of papers. He would write on a paper and he would talk about writing on the papers to other people that came and took the papers.
Where'd he put the papers?
Well, he put the papers in his drawers at the desk, and he had it in the living area and his room upstairs, and he's got a box in the chimney. He's got a box in the chimney, the bricks. The box in the bricks. That's what he's got. A box
Which
in the
brick?
bricks.
This brick right here or this brick over here?
Well, you guys aren't there yet.
Yeah, we're walking back now, I guess. I will keep. Are we stealthing there, guys, or are we gonna just?
We're gonna walk.
That's really the question.
Yeah, I would stealth there for sure.
You're
Just in
probably
case.
stealth there.
I mean, I can try, but I'm in full plate, and my dex isn't so great. It's probably.
Well, there's 7. So you fail, you fail. This is it. I will. I can.
I mean,
yeah, I will.
hold on, the three of them obviously walked their way over
Do we
here
need to?
together.
Yeah, stealth.
Can we let the three of them go and the rest of us kind of take flanking and alongside them and keep an
Yeah.
eye out?
Sure. I guess so. I'll keep up. If I'm perceiving, I'm doing it at disadvantage because it's friggin' nighttime.
So do we want to split into like smaller groups then? Basically.
Well, you got the three of them walking, and then you got the two of us on each side.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you and I and Resvin and Thomas on the other side.
Oh yeah, however you guys want to split
Like
that
I
up,
was.
fine by me.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah.
If we're gonna
Yeah.
split it.
Whichever way, however you guys want to split it up.
Yeah.
I'll take Shaggy.
Who's Shaggy?
Well, someone else takes Velma. No, you don't get the
Oh,
nobody
yeah,
Scooby Doo
I got
fans.
it. Got it.
Okay. Yeah.
But they
So
all together, separate.
yeah, we'll make our way. I guess we're not stealthy, but we'll just. I guess the 4 of us will hang back a little bit. Like we'll just like follow them like away a little bit backwards, just to see, if, like, just so that we're not all clumped together. I guess.
All right, so you're hanging 30 feet behind them.
Yeah.
Roll
I'll
yourself.
stick by Rothrick as a bodyguard.
That sounds good. And I'm assuming Ken is doing the same on the opposite side, bodyguard styles.
Yep.
Right
I
on.
will try to keep a perception. Like I will try to keep watch, but I'm human, so my eyes aren't good in the dark. So
Does
I'm doing.
anybody else have? I've got dark vision. Does anybody else have dark vision? The gnome does, right?
Yeah, everybody except for me and Ken have dark vision.
All right. Well, then give me one of the blind guys, and somebody else take the other blind guy, and
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. No, I mean that would be my idea.
No, just
You know, either
Doc.
you have-
So no, just Doc and somebody else out of 4 of us do a perception check. Sorry, just do it.
So what race are the new guys? Sorry.
Half orc
It's a
and
half orc.
A what?
And
No,
then
what?
Ken's variant human.
Very-
It's just a human with a feet. It's just
Ah.
a human. It's really just a human.
Well, I'm keeping this perception roll since you told me to roll it, bastards. That's a 20 plus 5, 25.
Now 20 plus 5? Very nice, very nice.
20 plus 5.
Very nice, very nice. I believe you.
No, it's just for my own edification.
No, I believe you. You gotta be like that. All right, cool. So, sorry, yes?
6 plus 3.
Did Serena have something to say?
I'm just gonna head to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right
Oh, yeah,
back.
do your thing, brother. Do your thing. It's all good.
I got a 19 plus. You said perception?
You're keeping watch?
Heck no. I'm gonna fall
I
asleep.
would also at some point like to get close to Doc and let him know about the box in the fireplace.
Roll me some stealthies.
Both of us or just
No,
me?
just you. He's already rolled his.
That is 19 plus 2.
Well, you know what? Inspired by Doc's incredible example, both of you are secret agent men as you secret your way through the alleys, through the streets against the alleys. Non-existent alleyways, the bric-a-brac, crates, old wagons, barrels, you name it, that line the streets of Arabelle. Being a massive mining town, there's all sorts of stuff all over the place that you guys managed to creep against to make your way unseen on the city street, especially in the dark and the muck. Eventually, do you guys make your way along such the distance that you turn down another main drag? Walking along for some distance, I need another round of stealth checks and perception checks.
20 for stealth for me.
Okay, good stuff. Good
And then-
stuff.
12 for stealth for me.
Okay.
18 for me.
I'm back.
Perception is 13 plus 5, so 18.
Groovy.
And stealth was a whopping 1 plus 4, a 5.
Oh god.
You're right on that, Dave.
One of us had to fall out in the mud.
Yeah,
Well-
I had a 10 perception.
Should I be rolling perception?
Perception
I mean,
and stealth.
you can, but you're not really required to. These guys have to kind of pick their way through the city streets. But
Oh,
being
yeah.
that Roderick isn't really stealthing, at the end of the day, if he's the hunted figure, he's going to get targeted either way. So far, as the rolls have gone, as you guys make your way through the first leg of the street, you suddenly hear a splash and a creak in the rain, despite the noise of the weather. And you look over to see an old lady closing her windows after throwing her bucket out the window. Turning along another street, you hear something bang against a nearby wall, and you hear the bleating of a goat on the other side of it. Some distance later, you see the compound come out as a silhouette, nestled against the other buildings. You guys enter in upon without difficulty as the gates open up and the guard looks towards Roderick saying, "Sir." As you enter into the compound, you're welcomed with a large double-way door that leads into a hearth-warmed chamber of about 30 feet width and 50 feet length. A sweeping staircase to the one side of this little fortress manor, nestled against a small walled compound. The staircase leading to a balcony overhead where you can see it's lined with doors leading to various rooms on the right and the left. Doorway to the right, for the clatter and smells coming from it, leads you to think it's the kitchen. On the opposite side to your left, the clatter and smells coming from that doorway make you think it's the bivvy. And as Roderick walks in, his gentleman says, "Back so soon, sir?" Roderick says, "I'm going to bed. You're off, Jeeves. You may as well go to bed yourself. And thank you, sir, he says. The figure looks towards you and says, Gentlemen, I'll take your coats as a last act. And he reaches forward for any robes or cloaks that anybody wants to give the fella.
Yeah, I'll give him my cloak. Thank you.
He takes it elegantly with a nod.
Roderick, do you want... Oh, is your room secure?
He looks towards you. Is my what now?
Your room.
My room? Yes, it's upstairs.
Are the windows boarded up, locked, and not able to get in? Secure?
They are shuttered, yes. Steel shuttered.
Should one person sleep with you tonight then? You never know.
He points towards the corner where you see an empty space, and he looks around for a moment as you guys hear a clunk, clunk, clunk come from the kitchen as a large plated figure. He's wearing a chest plate and a pair of greaves, and he's got a hammer hanging off of his belt, and he's got a big sandwich sitting in a massive meat hook of a paw. As he comes around giving it a chew. Just a big, like, space marine looking human fellow who comes around and he looks and says, hello? And he takes another bite of the big ass sandwich in his hand and walks into the corner there where he turns around and goes into an idle animation now with sandwich.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a good security.
He glitches out and goes to like super low poly LOD and looks like a triangular version out of Tomb Raider 1 for a moment. The game glitches and locks up. Everyone loses connection. Have a good night, everyone. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Well, are there rooms on your floor that we could take? Just to be close to you, just in case.
He raises an eyebrow and says, aren't you the careful one? All the rooms are upstairs, Thomas. It's fine. Truly. Would you care for some wine?
While this conversation is going along, I'm warming myself by the fire, kind of leaning on the bricks.
Right?
Just keep an eyeball at things.
Let us not speak of this any further. Security is fine.
Well, you said that people can be bought, so the Iron Throne has a plethora of coin, so you never know. I would say it's better be safe than sorry.
He looks over towards his kitchen for a moment and says, and I've given him the night off already. So it is. And he looks over towards the tray where the tea is still there, and then grabs a hold of it and says, still warm. And he pours himself a fresh cup of it. And then he pours some in a leftover cup, and he pushes it towards Tomas. And he says, Thomas, let me tell you something. There are already many things in motion. I have taken great efforts, great pains, to ensure that the renewal on my life you've given me is not wasted.
Well, see...
I believe it was a wise man who once said, bitch must pay. I'm not sure who it was, but wise words those are. Something is in the mail. He gives a nod at these. I'm sorry, it's late. I'm old. But I'm not feeble. Then he looks into the fire for a moment as he sips his tea thoughtfully. And he says, as I said, killing the foot will achieve nothing. Besides, as I said, merely an aid to the foot is armorant. Who knows where who's serving the eye and the hand are hiding? You're not wrong. Those serving the other facets of the throne could be anywhere, in plain sight. But the reason I'm confident that it's not so much an issue is that despite the fiduciary duty that everybody in the throne has to one another, that is to say, the organization on a whole, each of them has their own schedule. Each of them has their own goals. I've heard tell that one will cut throat the other in order to have somebody else promoted to the position, someone more agreeable to their choices and direction. Sort of corruption never escapes any organization, no matter what sort of organization they might be, it seems.
I want to look to Duke and telepathically tell him to go show Doc which brick.
Duke jumps up onto your head, chitters for a moment. Chitters, jumps up and down. Roderick looks towards him. Duke suddenly just trying to like lose his attention. Roderick raises an eyebrow and goes back to monologuing a moment later, as Duke then at this point looks towards Doc and claps his little hands, giving out a sort of noise. And then finally, as due to your passive perception, he does in fact get you to draw your eyes upwards. You notice he's looking directly at you. He then jumps across, swinging through the air to land at the hearth's head. Whereupon the mantel, he starts to walk his furry little ass, his tail proud in the air, and he clambers up onto the bricks for a moment and claws his way across to the specific brick in question.
And then after he does that, I tell him to just climb on Doc's shoulder. Sorry, Doc.
He humps the brick for a moment to make sure that you get which brick it is. And he just really goes hard at it with his furry little tail flapping back and forth vigorously. Like, I don't know if you remember that movie where that monkey rapes a mailbox, but he gets really busy for a moment just to make sure that you get it. This is all for your benefit, Doc. All for your benefit. Anyway, at which point, it then jumps away, Super Metroid style, just wall jumps right off. Wasn't the original, but it's the one that stuck with me. And flips through the air, swinging in like so much, caped Super Mario. Lands upon Doc's shoulders, because why the fuck not? And as the camera pans against yet another Disney moment brought to you in part by Squirrel, he stands there on your shoulder and chitters in your ear, the subtitles showing up in wooden print. Did you get it?
I'll give him a little pet just so he knows that I got it and I don't get my ass bitten.
He pushes your finger upwards. Don't be patronizing. But he says it in chitters, so you don't really understand it, but the viewers at home do because of the subtitles that are really hard to read. So it's still like squirrelese. Anyway. So that said, it's kind of a, thing. There you go. So, man, that'd be a neat effect. I wonder. So, where am I here? He does the thing. Roderick looks around the chamber and says, "Have you given any consideration to the depth of this scenario?"
I have, actually, and I think that the Iron Throne be as big as it is, it's still, as you say that they would cutthroat each other and they are autonomous from one another, but it seems that I don't think the hand or the foot or the eye would be pleased that the hand is being picked on by us. So I'm just saying that we just have to be careful.
He gives a nod at this and says, "You're absolutely right. Discretion is of the utmost importance, you might imagine."
We know that the Iron Throne has bribed officials. We know that there are people that you may trust that may be in leagues with the Iron Throne that are willing to just double cross you. So I'm just saying that I would trust very few right now. Until the Iron Throne is taken down, you can't really put all your eggs in this basket.
He says, "If you'll trust me on this first job, then I assure you you'll immediately see the domino effect in motion."
Okay, so it sounds like our first crack at this is going to be trying to find the gold.
I have a lead of interest.
Well, you could have started with that, but let's hear it.
He gives a smile at this and says, "In short, my friends have found the invoices for the transits of some large goods. Even the throne will subcontract when resources are tight. And so it would seem they had a large shipment sent northerly along the Sword River. They own some warehouses up there. There's a lumber yard, a lamp oil warehouse, and a open space, as it were, referred to until they filled it with what I'm assuming is the gold itself. Do you know the area?
Yeah, that's where we had our meeting.
And he stops for a moment. You were right there.
Yes.
Is that their hideout then?
It's one of their warehouses.
He gives a nod at this, and I say, yes, I realize this.
I told you that I think Mr. Burgess and another person, we tracked them when they escaped, and they went towards this building near the docks or something. Was it a building on the was it a building near the river? Is that where we? That's where we found.
Yeah. It was just a distance away from the river.
Yeah,
There's a layer of buildings and a road between you and the river.
Yeah, there's this building near. There's like a compound near the river that the tracks led to. Amara, she didn't want to deal with it, and she transported away somewhere. But I believe that's most likely where they went.
Sorry, the trail led to a compound that was adjacent to the river. That one was on the river. The other compounds that you went to were not on the river.
Yeah.
Get that correct. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So I don't think they would store the gold in their warehouses. That seems a little pituitary kind of thing. So I would think that they have a shipment. They offered. Mr. Burgess offered us a job when the weather was better. They have something being transported on the river, and they needed its safe passage. So I would say we strike that area. We strike that compound. Hopefully the rain doesn't let up tomorrow. I look out the window and see. Can I tell if this storm is going to last until at least tomorrow night?
Judging from it, it'll at least last through the night. You don't know if it'll last till tomorrow night.
Yeah. So
potentially, if the storm pops up, it could provide the cover to infiltrate their compound.
Yeah. That seems like the best plan.
Do we know any of the specifics of the facility?
No, we don't. We just know that it seems that there's a lot of activity there. So I don't know if we can go.
There are.
Pardon?
Do we know how many guards there are?
No, but the person that we fought with is Arcane Base, one of the higher ups, and there also is a very talented archer that one got ahead. So if that's but they hired goons to take us down, so I don't know if the gods there are very strong. I would just say that the higher ups may have more arcane abilities. So that's what that's what I'm gleaning from the situation. So
is our decision to go after them tomorrow? Who's got the shortest rest? Didn't somebody, whoever the elf was able to do a short rest for an equivalent of a long rest?
All this. But I need 8 hours to get all my spell slots back.
Well, why don't we? I know someone was willing to stay up and keep an eyeball out for us. Let everyone get their rest in. If it sounds like the storm is breaking, we can obviously wake up and make our way down there, especially if it's at night. But are we concentrating on getting a rest in or not? If we're not, then we're heading straight back over where we just walked over from.
All this is like
I still need the rest.
Yeah, all this is kind of fucked up still. So
I mean, I'm doing okay. Like I could take first watch, but I have barely.
Yeah, I won't be as I can stab people, but like I don't have I have one spell slot right now, and I'm the and then Respin has like 2 spell slots, and me and him are like the only ones that have healing on us too.
Yeah,
I have one left.
Second level spell slot, but
Yeah.
That took a
So
short rest.
I would just say we just long rest, and then in the morning we just head out. If it's raining, it's raining. If it's not, it's not. So we'll see what's going down there.
Okay.
And so it is. And that's what you guys are doing then?
Yeah. So we long rest,
Long resting.
and then we head out. We get a quick breakfast, so then we can get some temp HP hopefully, and then we go out right away in the morning, kind of thing.
Cool. You guys repair to your bedrooms where feather beds welcome you. Fine down sheets and coverings. Pillows soft and fluffy. Dreams come and go as the light, what little of it can make it through the clouds, filters in upon your eyes through the windows of your rooms. As your slumbers invaded, a montage of you gearing up, belts buckled, gear slung, backpacks shouldered, as you make your way out your respective doorways and down the stairs to the kitchen area. The kitchen area expands outwards about the remaining 20 feet on the one side, dipping down into the back on an open concept patio that's been blocked up, walled in, as it were. The windows here sit with steel shutters half open, and the kitchen area has a long table that's been lined up. A hearty breakfast of meats and buns later, a little bit of mashed up potatoes goes by as the clouds break further. Sorry, I forgot to get rid of that.
Is it raining in the morning when we wake up?
It is not.
Got it. Okay.
It is somewhat clear, with the clouds barely managing to break through, providing a little bit of light and heat through the window.
The music's too loud.
Sorry?
The music's going over top of your
It's
voice.
super muggy.
So
Music, right?
after breakfast, can I take out the stone and say, should we try this and see what happens, or should we just not risk it?
You want to ask Rothrick if he recognizes it?
It's this. It seems, from what I saw, what
I
she
feel
did,
like if
she didn't say
use
any.
it, one of us is going to use it, and then that means just if they're in trouble, that just one of us is alone in trouble.
I don't know if it's a one-way, one-person thing, or maybe it could take multiple people. Do you think?
As
Or-
Aldous hears this question spoken aloud, he incites, thinking back upon the visage of the woman squeezing and disappearing with the stone. It was just her. The rest of the others had to book it on foot. So if it could take multiple people, why'd the others have to leg it?
Okay.
Because she's
So-
the boss.
Yeah, because she didn't care about them, and she was like, "You're gonna die anyway."
You could say, you
It's a
could
bunch
say.
of idiots.
Oh well, I guess this is an emergency exit for somebody.
Can I do an Arcana check on that? I'm
You've already done so.
Yeah, we've already
Something
done this
that we have.
on a. It's a transportation sword thing.
It's.
I didn't do whether it can do more than one or not.
Well, all this just like
Well, to be honest, you can just long rest with an object and learn its thing. That's an identify routine. Or no, short rest. You can short rest with an object, I think it is, and
Yeah.
and you identify it. It's the equivalent of putting on the boots and jumping around and dancing with them. Do they do anything?
yeah. Well, okay, I'll just keep it in my pocket and say, shall we head out then? It seems that the weather's fine now. That's not good.
So I just want to reiterate that in short, by now you've realized how this thing works. You squeeze it, it
Okay.
takes you somewhere.
Okay.
It's just where it takes you, you're not quite sure. Maybe to the Nine
Okay.
Fires.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just keep it in my pocket and say, I'll just say, for emergencies only, I guess. Should we?
I just had an idea.
Yes.
One of you is tied to the squirrel, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
It
Need
seems,
another bomb.
not
No.
speak, but interact with a strange level of clarity. Do you have some means of controlling it, or perhaps perceiving through its senses?
Something like that.
If the squirrel were to use the rock, and you scout wherever it goes, would you be able to perhaps tell us of?
So that's a tricky one. I could send the squirrel to do that, but once it gets past 100 feet, I can no longer tell what the squirrel is doing. When it comes back, it has to tell me what it did,
Yeah.
and maybe it has to die before it comes back to tell me.
Then we lose the rock too.
And we lose the rock too.
Also, right now there are multiple people. The person that almost hired us said that we would be meeting people there. So there are going to be other people that they have hired to safe passage towards this shipment. So I say we found a somewhat secluded spot to spy on it. So I think we can find something closer. But we try to see how many people are there right now and see what's going on. Because the weather's clear, so the job is
I
going
say we
on.
get there sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Okay. So, can we stealth towards the docks?
I do want to ask one more thing of Rotherick. Do you have any sort of Iron Throne livery or clothing that might be used as a disguise?
You know what? Odds or evens?
Odds?
Odds are in your favor.
Hey, cool.
He gives a nod at this and says, as a matter of fact, yes. We, happened upon a body. And he looks around as, I shall call him Jenkins. Jenkins is a good name. Comes into the room from the kitchen and gives a bow and he says, Jenkins, where did we stow that soldier's clothes? And, a moment later, he pulls out a tunic, breeches, gloves, and a chest plate for an Iron Guard compound guard. And he says, this is in fact the uniform that the guard militia at the dockside compound would be using. He looks.
Is it big
Hey.
enough for Serena?
He looks at Serena and the armor, and then he says, "But it will certainly not fit you. I'm sorry."
Perhaps one of my associates would be able to make better use of it.
He looks directly towards Ken. And he says, "It's a variant size."
Well, that would fit. That would kind of mess with my whole staff monk thing.
He gives a nod at this and says, "It is true. But it would be a disguise nonetheless, unless," he looks over towards Tomas. He says, "Perhaps Thomas wants to wear it."
Yeah, but they know my face.
Don't you get to change your face?
I would have to use a spell slot. I can just look whatever and then just.
Well, I mean, we could disguise you. We have all sorts of.
Yeah, you can
disguise
disguise.
kits.
Yeah, you can try to disguise me, and then I can just.
Persuade your way through there.
Yeah, act my way through.
Would I be able to use the cloak if the cloak has some sort of insignia on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you can also you and they don't know what you and Ken look like, so you guys can go in as people that they hired to try to help with the shipment, and then us four can just stand back and see what goes on.
Sure.
I don't know. Are you good at acting? I look towards both of them.
Roderick puts a hand to his temple and says, "I don't know that I like where this plan is going."
I am Good at making others act frightened if that might be of use.
Camera pans against you saying this as you look at the crest upon the cloak before you start putting the cloak on. It reaches to about your ass where it would reach about the heels on a human being. Just under your ass. It covers the whole ass.
Okay.
Complete ass coverage.
I like
I'm a registered lesbian.
once are in season.
I can act.
So, yeah, I could disguise myself. Since I know what the clothing look like, I could just disguise myself as a random person and then just go in as a god and see what's going on in there. It's not that
Roderick
hard,
looks
but-
at the armor and looks at you and says it'll fit you.
Yeah, I can just disguise myself though, and then it just looks like I can make my clothing look like that. So it's.
He
I
gives the
don't do
nod
it.
at this.
Just nobody can't touch me though. That's the thing. That's the bad part. So we're wasting time. So should I? Do you want me to disguise myself with my magic, or do you guys want to? Or Doc, you have a disguise kit, so you can try to disguise me.
Sure. What do I roll for the disguise kit?
Your proficiency plus intelligence.
My proficiency. All right. Plus intelligence. So roll intelligence.
Indeedy, sir.
All right. It's a 19, and then my proficiency bonus is +2.
Nice.
Sorry, what was your total? I gapped out here a moment.
20. 19. No, 21. 19 + 2. 21.
Terrific stuff. So I'm trying to make choices here.
Nice.
You managed to cover your whole beard in a different color.
I think he's doing that to me, Dia. I think he's doing it to me so then I don't have to spend my spell slot towards.
Oh, really?
Do you want to disguise yourself, Doc?
No, I thought we were disguising you. I thought we were helping.
Okay,
you
never
kind
mind.
of-
Sorry, long and the short. You managed to cover his complexion, give him a darker complexion overall, and lighten up his hair and stuff.
I'll shave my face because I have a mustache and goatee, so I'll
okay.
shave my. So then I'm barefaced right now.
Cool. Well, that kind of does it. Actually, never mind. You go up to him with your disguise kit and say, "Voila!" As he's standing there, he's got a towel around his neck, just staring at you, and you got the razor blade still in your hand as Doc does this. And you look at yourself in the mirror there.
Oh God, I look so much younger than I do. God. Oh, I don't like this.
All
Okay.
Let's get down to the docks.
Yeah, let's go. Oh God, that is a bit of voice. Okay, I will not. I'm not proficient in. It's a breastplate that you said?
It's a breastplate that you.
I'm not proficient in it, so would I be able to don it? I'm also.
Yeah, you can don it.
But I don't get the bonus. Like, I don't get the. Like, I would have disadvantage on attack rolls, right? If
I believe that's what it is. You have disadvantage
Okay.
on.
Attack rolls. Okay. Yeah. I'll.
Is it attack or dexterity checks? That's my
I have
question.
no idea.
can't
I don't.
remember quite.
I'm pretty sure I'm. Wearing armor without proficiency 5e. You have disadvantage on any ability check saving throw that involves strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spell. Oh fuck! No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not wearing the breastplate. I'll take the. I'll say, Serena, can I have the cloak then?
I suppose we may.
Okay. I'll just pretend that I'm a new recruit, and I forgot I lost the armor in a bet. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can line my way through this.
Don't tell them that.
We'll see. So, can we? We have our breakfast.
You
DM.
do.
So, do we get 10 HP from that?
You do, actually. I'll roll that. Come to think of it. Sorry. There's going to be...
My big money.
The only thing keeping us alive, Dooley.
Well, a healthy breakfast will... Oh, wow, that is a big roll. It is going to be 12 plus 4 for 16 temporary hit
Nice.
points on a hearty
Okay. This
breakfast
does
of meat,
not bode
buns,
well.
and potatoes.
That does not bode well. Yeah.
So I have like 19 hit points. That almost doubles my hit points.
But
Wait, we,
Is there a maximum?
No.
Huh?
we
You
Yeah.
get those, right?
gain temporary hit points for the
Yeah.
break.
Yep.
Do
Cool.
I
we-
get those or not?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's vegetarian stuff there. Like there's fruits and stuff like that. So it's not like just.
So if he's handing out that means he's gonna all the crap out of us.
You never know. Well, we can play it. We can play it how we play it. We'll see what happens.
That was
I,
19.
16.
I do have a question.
I have an answer.
There is a variant rule for using strength instead of charisma for intimidation.
Okay. That's
Is
fine.
that cool, or would you want me to just stick to charisma?
No, that's fine. Strength it out. Strength away.
Awesome.
Bet you're like wailing on someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Oh,
pick them up and shake
scary.
them.
Yeah. So I guess we're stealthing towards the docks or wherever the compound we saw from before.
Yeah, try and get a good vantage point and get a plan of attack.
Right on. Actually, I could put this on one side, can't I?
Oh, he's building a thing. Oh god.
All fun and games till the gunpowder comes out.
He does have some burns on those bricks.
I just realized
trying-
this was a good technique of building this.
By
Today.
the way, if none of you have played with like nearly atomized magnesium, it's a lot of fun.
That's what you were saying. I gotta do that for the flash. There's what I'm
Yeah,
after is
I
the
made
flash.
I made little flashbangs for my kid was having a Harry Potter birthday party, and we had one of my buddies play Voldemort.
Oh, right on.
And after all the kids went out to go after Voldemort, he basically threw down this massive smoke bomb and blew up this huge cloud and disappeared. It actually worked
That's
out pretty well. The
fucking
kids like
cool.
loved it.
No shit. That's fucking.
Have you ever tried playing with potassium?
Yes.
I don't know that I want to
In
fuck
water?
at that level.
I can't burn the children though.
Or skin? Works very well with skin.
Okay, so there's that, and then we throw it down.
Amazing the crap you can buy on the internet these days.
What are you talking about? You buy it at a local store.
Oh no, I just meant like the fact that they would ship that. Like you have a hard enough time getting a battery shipped, but I can get all these powdered things that I probably shouldn't have anywhere near my house. So who's ready to commandeer a boat? Do any of us know how to sail a boat? I never even.
We don't have. I don't think anybody's have, unless somebody took the sailor background or anything like that.
Definitely
Or pirate?
did not take the sailor background.
I mean, Outlander. If we need food, I can do that.
Yeah, I think I also went Outlander. Yeah, Outlander. We can try very darn.
All right, so am I hearing Aldous doing mage hand to push the boat? To get us to-
It's probably like.
Unseen servant. Yeah.
Well, I would get like if it's like intelligence plus half proficiency because I have jack of all trades, so I get half my proficiency in all checks that are not proficient with it.
So unseen servant is actually a can be cast ritually. So
Mhm.
it pushes a bit too. And if we have two of them,
There you go.
Do ones concerns.
Right on.
I love nothing like scaring the crap out of the neighbors when you have a boat with no sails and nothing else, just moving along randomly.
Actually, Ken is just such a macho ninja. He's gonna put like a rope in his mouth, like a horse bridle. He's just gonna dive into the water and just start swimming, and the whole boat along.
And we may need that at some point here.
So I don't know. So by the way, in the way of background, while Dooley is setting up, the woman didn't engage with us. Armorant did not really engage with us. Just kind of told everyone else to kill us. The archer was a pretty sure shot. And what was the guy's name again?
Burgess.
Burgess,
Jackson Burgess.
is fairly strong in terms of.
He seems like a wizard from what he used firebolt on us, so it's either he's sorcerer or wizard.
What if he's a multi-class fighter?
Oh yeah,
sorcerer?
I mean,
he was a rather large gentleman.
Oh, he can read minds, so he read my mind. So we'll see. Yeah, so he's either wizard, sorcerer, or whatever the fuck.
Like warlock or something.
Also, he has a spell DC of 15 or 16.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
He's mean.
yeah.
Hey, you gave us that. I write it down. I
So,
write down everything.
needless to say that they were pretty nasty, and then the some of the guys that we ended up encountering in the warehouse had, what was it called, pack tactics, right?
Yeah, they're thugs.
Oh, crap.
So there was that going on. It's just kind of getting you warmed up for whatever we may be running into here.
Yeah, well, they hired other people for this task, so we'll see how many people are at the compound right now.
Yeah, we kind of forgot to ask Roderick before we left if any of the people that he's been putting out money to and trying to leverage, if he had anybody that infiltrated on that side that we should have been aware of before we go slashing away.
I feel like he would have told us though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't kill this guy.
How tall is Serena?
She's like 5'11". But like she's also 250 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Never mind those. These are all fresh crates. They're totally okay. These crates are not burnt to shit. I swear to God. There we are. Oh yeah, and of course, small detail. Bam. There we are. Roof. So with that said, we have finally a set. I'm gonna shrink this down, and that's not gonna work. It's the minimum size here. There it is. Alright, cool. Minimum size we need for everybody to be on there. I gotta get my air conditioner out here, man. I am roasting. Holy.
It's been so cold today in Canada.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, crazy cold.
I wish that was the case. Like I say, I am dying. It's so warm.
It was,
You want us to make
100 and something today.
64 degrees in Chicago. My kids are in my swimming pool.
Oh man. So jealous. I can't get a swimming pool to save my life out here. Everywhere's sold out.
I wish you had told me, man. It was really funny. The first one that I bought that my HOA went apeshit on, I had picked up like back in March when I saw this train wreck coming, and I just sold it yesterday or 2 days ago for double the price. And that was a steal for people.
Yeah, no shit, dude. It's crazy. Prices on swimming pools of all things.
Yeah, people were selling them for like I bought the thing for $300. People were selling them for $1,500.
Dude, I believe it.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I doubled it up because I had to pay for the other stuff that I had bought for it, but that was about it. It was insane.
I just turned down my hot tub, and it's like perfect.
Do you need us to make stealth checks to get there, or
So-
letting us?
Question becomes, how are you approaching this? Now, to put it simply, if we look at the map here, which I'm going to do here, pardon me. Right, if we look at the dockside compounds, what the fuck is the river here?
We're looking at Aradal, right?
That's right, but
So this weekend's my birthday party, and we're having a huge party. So if you guys make it up, it's like all you can drink.
I don't think they're letting us across any border right now. I'm pretty sure Europe just blocked us all out from going anywhere.
Happy birthday, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy 45th, brother.
45.
Is the dock 19 or where's the docks?
So
What
the
number?
docks are not on the map of Arabelle, I don't think.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing here. Yeah, no, they're going to be outside town.
What number would it be closest to?
If that is to be believed, they're going to be behind the cat. No, hang on. Sorry, I'm being a retard. Is that right? Okay. Yeah, that'd be right. It'd be out the, west road. So it'd be, if you want to be closest to 21, 22, 28, it goes out gate 22.
Okay. And
then,
where did we start? Where's Robert's
you guys are-
compound?
If you're looking for Roderick's compound, you're gonna find it. There it is. You'll see. I'm seeing other better spots too. Anyway, if you look at 66 and 29, there's a little T-shaped block between 29 and 76,
Yeah,
and that's where he is.
got it. Okay.
Let me just double
So
check that region map actually.
Are you guys looking at a map on like Roll20 or something?
No, it's in the Skype, I'm pretty sure. If you go to oh, I haven't added you on the Skype.
yeah. I don't think you added them on Skype yet.
If you just do a Google for Arabelle Forgotten Realms map, you can see the same black and white map that we're looking at.
Okay.
And so yeah, he lives in southeast Arabelle.
Okay. I guess we go along the road of where the 60s or the 68s. We go along that road down until we get to 22.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Yeah, that's like the quickest way, and really, like the one that has like the least resistance.
Least resistance sounds good to me.
So I guess I guess technically, Serena and Ken, you don't technically have to stealth there because they don't really know who you are yet. So you guys can just make your way to the dock, make your way outside, and then we can lead you. Once we get outside of the city, we can get you to the docks where the place is.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try stealth. They have no reason to attack me yet.
Yeah. So it's just me, Doc, Aldous, and Resvin will stealth to get outside of the city.
Okay, that sounds fine. There's the map there. So what'd you guys roll?
I rolled a 22.
Terrific.
11 plus 4, 15.
13 plus 6, 19.
Nobody in the single digits, everybody over 15 even.
Yes.
Perfect
Yes, I am. I'm on the border.
I'm not using a dice roller today.
Well, then we get fancy, Riz.
No.
So
because
one
I
after
get
the next, you guys pick your ways through the streets. One after the next, you eventually come to the other side of the city's gateway, where the guards have left it half open and are looking over folks as they come towards. Question becomes, how do you sneak past it? You have a couple options. You can try to sneak past through the opening with some sort of distraction or something. You can climb the wall. So to describe it again, you've got a set of double doors. That's the gate, right? And these things are about 2 stories high and about 5 feet wide apiece. So they're rather large doors. The one is half open, and the guard has his back to the opening. You presume that there's another guard on the other side.
Did I remember Roderick say that the Iron Throne, like the guards know about the Iron Thrones and they don't do anything about it, right? Really? Is that what I heard?
Is that, yeah, they are an openly traded company.
Okay, so I will say, here, I'll cause it, I look different from what I am, so, and I also have this cape, so I can try to distract them while you guys try to get out. Is that okay? I don't think, I looked at Aldous, I looked at Resvin, and I don't think you guys are going to be able to climb that wall. So I can go try to cause a distraction with Serena and Ken if you want.
Serena, Ken, how you feel about that one?
That was kind of what I was about to suggest, was have the 3 of us kind of go do that. So
Works for
Ken's
me.
kind of like, yeah, Ken's kind of like, yeah, I could cause a distraction.
A quick question: the archer and Burgess, were they like human or like any distinguishing?
Well, I
visual?
think the archer was half elf, right, DM, or was she human too?
At the distance, you couldn't quite tell, but you thought she might have some elven traits, especially with the way she handled that bow.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, Burgess was human for sure. Human, and then the woman, it was elven.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I will go up to the guards.
Okay.
So with Serena and Ken behind me, I guess, and say, excuse me.
They'll look over towards you quickly, one after the next.
Is it possible for you to aid me? I'm actually new around here, and I was just assigned to here recently from Weymouth's
The one
The
just
Iron
stares
Throne.
at you. Hang on, you can throw performance or deception on this, one or the other.
deception.
And you're disguised, right? So you get your
Yeah.
magic disguise up. You can throw this at advantage.
Well, I'm not magically disguised. I'm
Oh yeah, you're just physically disguised. That's fine. You're
Yeah.
still disguised. You're still disguised.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 24.
Okay. The fellow looks you up and down. Are you all right, man? He asks you.
Yeah, I just had a rough night. Too much to drink, and I woke up late, and I'm kind of forgetting where I'm supposed to be right now, and it's my first day on the job, and I'm really fucked up. I'm supposed to be out of town somewhere, and I'm supposed to be heading towards something, and these two aren't very helpful at all. So, do you know where the Iron Throne is any places in the Iron Throne is located outside of Erebald, like where they would hold meetings or anything like that?
Are you looking for the Iron Throne's compound?
Yeah, kind of. It's my first day, and
Yeah, looks down the road. I've not been there myself, but alleged it's down this road.
could you show me it? I'm really bad with directions too. I'm really hazy. I drank a little too much, and I'm really bad.
And he shouts through the doorway, and you hear a, "Yeah, Billy, And the voice returns again. Yeah, this is Billy. We've got some people who want some directions. You got to help them. And the voice comes, okay, from the other side. As the guard steps out of the way, he says, Billy can help you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Oh God. Well, I didn't get your name. What's your
I'm
name?
Lithar. That's
Lithar.
Billy.
I will definitely mention this to my bosses, and they will hopefully pay you because I'm out of money right now. I think. Let me try. I start
don't owe
fumbling
me
my.
anything.
I
Get
start fumbling
on,
my
get
tongue, and
on.
I drop a few silver on the ground. Like, oh fuck, sorry, and then I trip over myself and try to trip into him. So then we fall into.
Okay,
pile.
make a deception roll.
Natural 20.
Okay, make
25.
an attack roll.
Do I use my strength or my dexterity? What do I use?
It's your dexterity. That's fine.
With proficiency or no proficiency?
With proficiency, it's an attack roll. It's fine.
So
It's basically a melee acting roll.
okay, it's a 17 to hit.
Terrific. You stumble into him. He can't dodge. As you bump up against him, and he's like, "Are you all right, man? Get yourself together." And he picks you up and he puts you up against the door, and he pushes you up against the door to like kind of prop you up in a fashion. He does so pretty dexterously, as he receives and turns around, facing towards the door, looking you up and down, and you see Billy off to the side as he comes looking towards. What's the matter, Lithar? Is he all right? And as the fellow comes along and
I'll try to stumble back up, and then I'll accidentally grab Lothar and back both of us up together to Billy, so then I tumble into Billy with Lothar, and so then we're all in a pile. And while they do that, hopefully I get all three of us like tangled up each other and distracted.
you're really reaching on this, eh?
Yeah. Let's see.
So as all this is going on, is anybody else doing anything? I just want to know.
I think just
Opening
sneaking
up.
around.
I'll speak through the door.
Yeah.
I am watching in mock disgust.
Yeah, Ken's plan was to like pretend he was a mute or something and just kind of walk outside the door. He didn't realize we were doing the old Looney Tunes rough and tumble maneuver.
Well, the Looney Tunes rough and tumble is certainly going on. As this all takes place, though, what are the rest of you doing? Is really the question.
I mean, if I saw an opening, I'm just going to walk to the door. I mean, it's not going to be.
Yeah, me too.
Anything
I'm
fancy
gonna
here?
just kind of follow whenever I see the timers.
Okay, you guys start walking out. They're distracted enough that they don't really check you guys over here late at night as they proper this guy up. But in fact, Billy grabs a hold of you and kind of, rather when you try to fall backwards, he pulls you upwards and hands you over to the others and says, "Here, take him with you."
Yeah, Ken kind of very dramatically like takes Billy's, or not Billy, sorry, Billy's the bad guy. Or the guard, I guess he's not a bad guy. Kind of takes his arm and like wraps it around his shoulder like he's walking his drunk friend home.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
Good.
Sorry. Thank you. We will. Yes, thank you.
They kind of look at each other and look at you weirdly as you guys walk on past. With that said, though,
Okay. Whoa. That. There. I say. Shall we go then?
Yes, I do believe we shall.
Hi.
Aldous and Doc and Resvin are on the other side now, without them noticing them.
yeah, everybody just walked through while you were doing your thing.
Yeah. I say, okay. So
Like, why not?
Should I say that? Should I say that you guys? Should we say that we know each other or we don't know each other? And then you guys are just you're just two people that were hired outside of somebody, and you guys.
Oh,
I think we should go like none of us know each other, because if one of us gets caught, then the other
Yeah.
two have an out.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, you're the only one wearing an Iron Throne anything.
Yeah.
Just like complete and total strangers. from
Well,
very far
Burgess.
away.
Well, Burgess told us that there would be other people at the docks when the shipment would be ready. So you guys can act like you were hired by you guys. Just say that you made contact from the Nine Fires, from the Nine Fires Inn, from. Let me see. I gotta find the stupid barkeep's name. Defense Dragon, Nine Fires. Levon. Say that Levon got you in contact with somebody from the Iron Throne, and you were hired for this job.
Okay.
Doki.
And then Resvin, Doc, and Aldous, you guys are going to be waiting somewhere close by, but as stealthy as possible, I guess. Is that the plan?
I thought we were trying to get some eyes on this place first to see what we were staring down the barrel of.
Yeah, well, you will do that beforehand, but then once I go in, once Serena and Ken go in, you'll be stationed somewhere close, I guess. Is that...
Yeah, that would be the goal. At least
Okay. So can we make
I'm gonna look up. Like, how high is the roof, Dooley?
In this-
The roofs in,
We're outside?
yeah. How high are the roofs?
Oh, outside, most of the roofs are about 2 stories up. Some 3 stories in some places.
I'm gonna make my rope into a rope of climbing.
Wait, you guys are leaving, making your way
Yeah.
towards the compound. Sorry, at the compound, you guys see that there's a fence, a palisade of about 20 feet that reaches around the whole of the compound, meeting up with the river. And you can see that there's a squat warehouse of about 40 feet in height, stretching across most of the width of the compound's area space. Is that what you were asking? Was how high are the buildings of the compound?
Yeah.
Because it's outside of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we?
I'm just wondering if there are any high buildings around that we can get off or that we can climb on in order to look.
Not nearby the compound, really. The only tall
Okay.
buildings are buildings in other compounds nearby, or not so nearby.
Okay.
Once we get like to the compound, we're not gonna make our way. What do we see when we're like on the outskirts of the compound? Do we see people coming in and out?
From the outskirts of the compound, given its, I'm assuming you're doing this at night, yes?
Well, I thought it was during the day. It was.
Yeah, because we had breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys going there right in the middle of the day? Okay. So getting there in the day, I mean, yes, the place has a brisk traffic. There's lots of tracks heading in and out of the place. You can hear shouts coming from within the compound as people are calling out orders to one another. The gate at the gate at the palisade is about 15 feet compared to the 20 feet of the palisade. There's a bit of a slope ramping up to the compound itself, making it further defensible from the compound's walls. The warehouse is clearly visible from the outskirts, and you can see the sails of a ship, or rather the masts holding the rolled up sails of a ship beyond as it floats back and forth on the sword.
Okay. So.
How's security looking?
As you look around, you can easily see several guards dotting the interior of the area. Who did I want to use for guards here? Good guards,
If we
man.
blow up the boat,
No. We
Oh,
could
you're
just-
right. They can't take anything somewhere if it's not if the mode of transportation doesn't
Well,
exist.
They're taking something off the boat. That's the thing. They're moving it inside here. So we could let them do that. wait at night and then sneak in at night. I don't know.
Well, we have that compound that's nearby, right? The old broken down building that we can cash out at until it gets to nightfall. Meanwhile, we can keep an eye on the number of people going in and out, get a handle on, what we're staring at. Is that possible, Dooley, from that vantage from around the dilapidated building we were hiding out in?
Sorry, say again, bud?
The dilapidated building, when we first left the original warehouse that burnt down, we ended up following the tracks a little bit, and then we hunkered down at that dilapidated church or whatever it was.
The old guard training ground.
Yeah. And I was wondering from that position, can we
It was
keep...
like a mile away, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but from that position, can we have people stationed enough to watch who's the comings and goings during the day to get a handle on, like if you see 100 people go in and you don't see 10 people come out, you're walking into a train wreck versus, if it's just the usual dock workers in and out and you're seeing the usual foot traffic, there's not a pile, hanging in there.
So, I'm trying to exactly remember where that building was in relation to everything.
You said it was like a mile away from.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking about in terms of like a base of operations. Like we're obviously not just going to sit there and all of us camp out together. We're not planning on going
fair.
into this situation during the day, right?
As you survey the area, you can roll me a survival.
Do you have a better one than I do? I've only got. I'm not even proficient in it, so. But a whopping 6 + 1.
I love this die today. 18 + 3.
Okay, scanning about. After a little bit, you find a couple recessed points in the ground where the brush is heavy enough that you can cover yourselves against, and it's comfortable with a short grass that's none hard or sharp. Nestled here, you're easily covered from view, but you have a decent enough vantage against the entryway of the dock compound.
We can also send. I won't say his former name. Duke in. We can send Duke in, and then while we try to stay covered, see what's going on, and then if Ken and Serena want to go in, they can. But I don't know if that's too risky. And see what.
By the way, as a cover, I'm just gonna go by Sarah.
Sarah, okay. Well, Sarah and Ben. I don't know what you want to do. Carrie, Ken? Do you want a code name as well?
They're suspicious of Ken. We have a problem.
Okay. I don't know if you two want to go in there. You would have to. I don't know what they're doing. They wanted to get something off the boat, so I don't know if you want to go in there and see what's. We could just send the squirrel in by himself and see what's going on, and if he dies, he dies. No offense, all this. You seem like you could bring him back.
I can, but it costs.
Yeah, but you went shopping, so.
So what are you doing, gentlemen?
Do you two want to go in by yourselves, or do you want to send the squirrel in to see what's going on there first?
I would send the squirrel before we send the heavily armed and armored orc and monk.
Probably a good idea. So we're talking about the boat, right?
The whole yard.
The whole yard.
Yeah.
Going into the yard and see what's going on in there. And see what's going on.
The squirrel's gonna come back and say there's people doing stuff in there.
Well, you can is it more than 100? You can communicate with him still, and you can see through him from this distance, right?
I think it's 100. It's either 100 or 150.
I mean, how specific of instructions can you give the squirrel?
He can communicate with it directly.
Yeah.
Directly and telepathically.
Well, I mean, if the worry is that he's just going to say, "Oh, there's people doing stuff," you can tell it to very specifically determine what stuff.
Well, he can see through it, see and hear through it too.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
100 feet.
I was just assuming it's more than 100 feet away.
Yeah, because 100 feet really isn't that far.
Well, we'll see if you can just send him in and see if you can see in there. You can see in there. If you can't, then he just comes back after a while and tells us what happens.
Yeah, we can do it for sure. I will look at Duke, and I will go through his eyes, and I will go in for up to 100 feet, and then I'll give it over to him.
And you're just investigating the docks?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
See, like, how many people are in there, if they all seem to be wearing the attire of the Iron Shield, or the
Iron
Throne.
So, can I ask a weird question?
Yeah.
How close are these docks to the other docks that we were at? Or are they stuck?
You mean
Sorry. Are these the same docks that we were at where the warehouse burned?
No. Totally separate.
Nearby, but separate, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering about how, like, if they were, like, in close proximity or if they're, like, a couple of blocks away.
They're more like half a click up the way.
Okay.
So, in short, the camera pans as your dude runs in. Duke, making his way amidst the place, sees... where are the civilian dudes of mine? I could not tell you. Oh, here we are. You see a couple dudes making their way this way. There's another one. And no. There she is. And off as you get to the edge, you can see this chick down below, the archer. As she's shouting orders to this guy, who then goes over towards these boxes and starts hefting them right over towards... Oh shit, I totally forgot a gangplank. Huh, what did I do with the other shorty? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So as we were gangplank for getting down into the place. Meanwhile, as he continues to survey the area, he can see inside the warehouse and sees that there are many, many stacked boxes ready for delivery to some place. And making you I want to say many chests, many slabs of large metal. Huh, I should have anything good for that. No, that won't do. Huh, funny actually, I don't have a lot of good things for long boxes. That's okay. I'm gonna make do with these. Let's get the roof off there.
I'll just keep an eye out for any boat or any area that looks like it's more heavily guarded than.
I mean, I can hear you through Zoom, but I can't hear you because I'm blind and deaf right now.
Ah.
Do it like this.
Is there like like not the overall boss, but like someone who looks like a sergeant or an officer that I could introduce myself to and say that I'm here to answer the call to guard some precious cargo?
Probably the archer.
As you scan about at the head of the place, all of these guards here do look alike. This guy is dressed the same. He just happens to carry an axe. From where you're poised, you don't actually see anything. I want to say that the squirrel has seen the fellow, although you haven't. More to the point, though, I was saying that there's a bunch of cargo that you guys can see inside the warehouse, or rather, a bunch of cargo that the squirrel that Duke can see inside the warehouse. So there's that. As I slowly get all these pieces together. So as I was saying, the warehouse and stuff inside it. Good times. So anyway, the squirrel makes a survey of the area really quickly, getting out of range and leaving you devoid of any senses coming from his direction. From where you guys are across the road looking in upon the screen, upon the gateway of this place. Is somebody making a phone call?
That was me.
We call that wifus interruptus.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
that was like my niece's girlfriend though.
Oh, no worries. It actually sounded like
Or my nephew's girlfriend.
like a phone call or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, fuck, it's hot in here. I'm having a tough time, like, thinking straight. I need to get the AC unit going pronto. Man.
Get a nice pack and put it on your neck.
Seriously, I could use it right about now.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, good
Get a
idea.
nice pack, put it on your neck, and it'll cool your brain.
So as I was saying, you guys are yonder. You guys are looking. There is no Weaver. Hi. So you guys are staring yonder across the way. Nice. It's one of those sandwich here. Kind of works. So that feels really good. Yeah, steering from across the way, you guys can see over the. How long are you guys scouting this place? You see over the course of an hour that a couple laborers make their way in, and that's about it. Another hour passes. A bunch of guards leave. A couple of the armored guards from the front leave, and are replaced from other guys from inside.
Okay. Do we know how? Does Duke tell us how? Well, does
Duke eventually will come back like a half hour later, telling you guys that there's a dockside ship and they're loading boxes onto it.
Okay. Did he tell us how many people would be there at any given time?
He tells you that. Well, he tells all this, I should say, that there was this many people, and he shows him the middle finger 7 times.
Okay. Can I ask Resmond to minor illusion the Amara lady to Duke and say, did you see her?
Yep. So I do a miniature Amara lady, just slightly bigger than Duke's size.
You what now?
Did Duke see Amara? And Resmond will minor illusion a face or little figure of her in his hand.
Armorant?
Yeah, Armorant, sorry.
Duke gives a shake of his head. And
I
shitters
say-
away, the translation being, no see, bitch lady.
I I will go through like the two other people that got away. So the archer woman and the and Burgess.
He gives a nod at both.
Okay, they're there.
He gives a nod. I'll be right back. 1 second. My hands all
Okay.
sticky. Okay.
So we have three options right now. We can either me, Serena, and Ken go in and just figure out what we can figure out, and then we don't get caught and we come back. Second one is we wait until nighttime and try to infiltrate in a nighttime when there's less people around, and we don't get caught, and try to see where we can find it, find the gold, find information of where the gold is. Or three, we just all storm in right now and we just kill everybody in there.
I thought you guys the three of you were going to try and walk in through the front door, weren't you?
Yeah, we can.
As far as the other four of us, the question is, Dooley, if we're looking around, is there anything that I would be able to scale, or are there guards posted over by the where the fence meets the riverbank?
So there aren't any guards. It doesn't seem posted directly at the edges of the wall. It seems like they count on the open space being enough. Despite this, of course, you can see that the dock side is full of cover points. It's got lots of protruding stone and crevices that you can easily hide amidst. And there doesn't really seem to be anybody that's patrolling that side of it. So if we wanted to robust the environs here a little bit, just to give you a better imagining of what you're actually dealing with. Because, there would be foliage, let's be honest.
So my thought is, while you three are going into the front, I don't know if anybody else from our group wants to accompany me, but I was going to try and make my way around the outside edge to get a look at the docks and get a little bit of a layout. And if push comes to shove, if one of you gets found out, or if the rest of our crew has to come piling in,
should I yell? If we get caught, should we just yell? Should we yell fuck, or should we yell Duke or something? Yell safe word that that.
I guess so. I don't know how far.
Well, you guys are gonna try to get as close as possible, right?
Yeah. Well, if Aldous can view through Duke and basically follow you guys in, he can see how you're doing. He'll be able to alert the rest of the crew. He'll be able to alert Rez and I guess it is just Rez. So yeah, it's Rez and Aldous together.
Well, no, I was thinking. So us three go in through the front, try to figure out what the hell's going on and see what's going on, and then you three go together as a group and you guys stealth towards the dock and see what you can find out. But you guys are close enough. If one of us get found out, then we're all within a movement to get to battle. That's the thing.
What's your thoughts, Rez and Aldous?
Their stealth is not terrible. They're not bad. It's not that.
My stealth is amazing.
Yeah.
I got a +6.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you. So it's Doc, Aldous, and Resman going around to the dock, seeing what they can figure out, and then me, Serena, and Ken going in through the front.
Yeah, I was trying to get inside the compound around the outside while you guys were going through the front door.
What if we look at getting a small boat?
We don't really need a small boat.
You just go rowing along.
It sounded like we were pretty capable. From what Dooley explained, it sounded like we were pretty easy at getting around the outside of this thing.
Yeah.
We can go through the machinations, but I would just say take a look first. The fence has to stop at some point near the water.
The whole of it falls apart.
And when the walls fall down, it's really easy to get in.
Yeah.
Just walk.
Does that sound like a good plan, Rez? What's your thought on that? You really want the boat, or?
No, I'm fine with anything.
Okay. Aldous, thoughts?
I feel like she's on the boat, ready to make the escape.
Okay.
Because the other guys were seen, but she wasn't seen.
Well, she could be inside the compound somewhere. She might not be on the boat at all.
But her track record is to be able to get out. So that's her
Yeah, but-
mentality.
She has the stone, so she can get out anyway.
Not if that stone brings her here.
Well, there could be another stone that brings her somewhere else. There could be multiple stones. You never know.
I want to find a park and like consolidate all the gunpowder I have left from all those containers
Okay.
without blowing myself up this time, because I
That's-
think I can use them.
That's fine. You easily take a moment to do this. Oh wow, my fucking thing's frozen. Did it die? That'd be funny if it died. Anyway, as you were saying, you combine that shit together and it's done.
So, I guess the plan is me, Serena, and Ken will go through the front door to do what we can. We'll pretend that we're one of the people that we're leaving or like latecomers, and then Aldous, Doc, and Resident will go around and see if they can get to the dock, to the closer, as close as they can be to the combat without getting caught.
Sound good? Okay. All right, let's start moving.
Are you and I sneaking or?
Yes. Like my idea was that they are going to the
Yeah.
front. They are going to the front door while the three of us go around the side to get to the to try and get into the docks from the other side. But the fence that's guarding this thing has to end somewhere. So if we can get there and get there undercover,
Yep. I got a 23 for my stealth roll.
A 23 for your stealth.
Mhm.
Expertly done.
17 plus 6.
Right on. And you're gonna sneak where then? Through the trees? Is that your goal?
Yes. To go down near the boat, right?
yeah.
Are you going down this way to get to that boat?
Okay, see.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what they're trying to do.
Yes. I'm going to be like not active perception, not passive.
Throw me perception.
12 plus 3 is 15.
Okay. You easily make your way through the trees, picking your way such that you end up on the other side. You don't perceive. Sorry. As you make your way midway through, I should say, you do note a strange pattern in the floor of the forest. And looking closely, you can see that there's some pits neatly covered up. You don't know what's under the pits, but you can see that they are man traps laid out. You easily pick your way around them.
I make sure to signal my compatriots because I like them. And yeah, just kind of point out a couple of them so they know to be looking for them.
Sounds good.
I get a stick as well, and like poke in front of me. So if it like disappears down, I'm not gonna go stepping through a deadfall.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you rolled an 18, so you continue to see them. Do you want to punch them in?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you easily see the things and make your way past them, getting out to the other side. The rest of you?
I mean, I thought we were just following along with
Following
them.
along
That was
with it,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair
so,
enough.
Yeah. So you guys need to make stealth checks.
You want us to roll stealth? Yeah.
Yes, please.
13 plus 4, 17.
It was 214.
Yuli, I'm also fiddling with a rope, and I'm taking this mundane rope and I'm infusing it with my artificer ability to make it into a rope of climbing.
That is the craziest euphemism for masturbation I've ever heard, but all right. You're infusing it with, what was that spell? Sorry?
My artificer ability.
Yeah. What was the spell again?
So.
No, just what's the spell effect? What's that?
So it's not a spell. It turns so I can make 4 items, and.
No, I know that, but what are you infusing the rope with? That's all I want to know.
With my magic. With the artificer magic.
Yeah, he's making a rope of climbing.
Thank you. I just want to know the effect again. That's
Okay.
I missed the effect, yo. It wasn't philosophical. All right, cool. You bestow the rope with basic climbing prowess, and it snaps to attention like an errant erection. And with that said, you are all at the edge of the forest staring out at the calm waters of the Sword, upon which floats a large shipping unit. It's floating calmly. See it calmly float. Alright, anyway, use your imagination, I guess. Get over it. There's fog. You happy now? There's fog, goddammit. Are you not entertained? Alright, so anyway.
No explosions.
Yeah, right. Not yet. As I was saying though, staring upon the open waters of the Sword that are flowing past, the tethered ship sits in dock, floating idly as the gangway sits upon the docks, leveraging back and forth in time with the boat's ebb and flow. As the tub rocks, you see the familiar form of the lithe female with her bow in hand, walking about the stead, providing her guardianship over the dock side as the camera pans off to one side, showing you opposite from where she is. You are here. She be there. And then lots of dudes.
So while they're doing that, me, Serena, and Ken are walking through the front.
That just sounds like a plan. Alright, so to put it simply, as you guys are here... Hi.
Can you turn the water down a little bit?
No, it needs to be there. Yeah, I'll get that in a sec. Cinema! Alright. Let's turn that right down. It's hard to see fucking anything, but point being, camera pans in behind you guys, eyeing out upon the water. Eyeing out upon the water. And as it pans to the one side to show the ship amidst you, who does what?
Now, you said we could see the archer, right?
She is yonder.
Is there any good approach to getting in a good position?
I want to say that the boulders sticking out from the slope provide great platforms. If you try to slip in against the sloped areas, it seems to be really difficult, slick mud. So it's deep and slidey. But that said, it is dark. So provided you don't slide into the river, you can easily disappear. And as
So there's nothing rocky. It's all mud, right?
It's not all mud. It's you got a platform here, okay? And then this is slick muck. So if you're okay with being out in the open, you're good. If you want to be in the shade of night, shade of the stone, then you're gonna have to roll me an acrobatics or an athletics to keep your footing on the muck. And that is until you get to this crevice where you have cover from that guy right there, but not necessarily from her.
Is that all of us? All three of us?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm giving you one route. It's up to you guys to tell me how you do it, though.
I mean, my goal is to get close enough to lie in wait so that I can get to her quickly and get my sneak attack in as a surprise and light her up.
Sounds like a plan.
That's what I'm thinking. Anybody else have a different tack? Somebody want to see somebody else they want to take on? You said there's another person that's out there, right? There's another guard.
There is actually to get a bird's eye of this. You have dude there, couple dudes here, and these guys are on the move. And then you have the guards at the gate. Aside from that, I want to say that the place has a bunch of workers. I should lay that out, shouldn't I? So permit me a moment. I will get our worker bees out. Because there are a bunch of guys that are just doing this.
So, Rez and Alice, what are your thoughts on getting prepped for all hell breaking?
My thoughts.
I mean, do you think it's worth taking the risk to get over there and get close to her? For at least for me.
I can cast invisibility and probably get there. But that's for me or one of us. But
So I can infuse some rocks, and we can like toss them at her, and they're pretty damaging rocks. So everything that I'm totally ranged. So I don't need to get close.
Well, if you don't need to get close, I mean, do you think I need to get close enough to get that? If you guys can target either her or the other guy.
yeah, I have like flame. What was it? Firebolt. So I have range too. But are we inside the fence, the little gate now? The fence?
No, you guys are like a little bit outside. You guys are like in the forest area.
Yeah.
But it's like it would be like probably like a movement and then like a dash to get to like the
Yeah, like a little
Like
Mario
to-
skip.
yeah, to get to the thing, because it's probably difficult terrain if you guys trying to move right now, but that's about it.
We're not in a rush. We can continue to move slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just means
Yeah.
but but she's watching, so like you guys just gotta be careful.
Well, I mean, if you guys are coming into the front gate, I'm assuming that they're going to be looking towards that at least a little bit, and probably watching.
Well, she's probably not gonna be looking towards that. Well, there's probably like a bunch of other people, so
That's fine.
it's
We
fine.
could also try and go into the water.
You want the other team to provide a sort of distraction by talking to the archer?
Well, no, I mean, I think you guys are still making your way in through the front. Right
Yeah.
about now, you should be reaching the front gate. So
Do we see where they are?
yeah,
Do we see them yet?
You can assuredly see some of them. Oh, what the fuck? Did I lose audio?
Nope.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, never mind. I
yeah,
guess
we got
not.
you.
We should.
What was I saying there is you can assuredly see the folks out there on the boat and the dockside toiling away from your vantage point. You can also see some things scurrying about under the docks. You assume, who's to say, just critters of some sort or another.
It's not reported.
Yeah, I mean, if Rez thinks we can just move slowly in there until we see how the other guys are doing, how Serena, Thomas, and Ken are doing.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
know
we
what
could
the
take
right
reduced-
answer is.
Yeah, I mean, let's take reduced movement for more caution and try and stay in cover and make our way to a better vantage point inside and closer.
So it's what, 8 o'clock at night? 9 o'clock at night?
No,
No,
it's
it's
like the middle of the
not.
day.
It's middle
Oh,
of
it's
the day.
still middle of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went right at breakfast, like after breakfast.
Okay, I thought that we kind of sat around.
No, it was.
You
We
did.
had two options. We had two options of like waiting it till night or
Okay.
going now. So
Okay.
we went in the morning. 'Cause
Well,
we
you
wanted
waited,
to- we
I
wanted
thought
to
you
be-
guys waited about an hour. I mean, I just describe an hour
Yeah.
or two that you guys did the thing.
Yeah, we drove out for an hour, so it's like probably like noon to 1 at 1, you know. So I guess you guys are making another stealth check to get towards a better vantage point.
12 plus 6 is 18.
$14 plus 5, 19.
And this is to make your way across?
Yeah.
All this, what you get?
This is acrobatics.
Or athletics?
I thought it was stealth, so I'll do the acrobatics as well.
13.
Oh, that's if you want to, not slip in the muck.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13? And that was for not slipping in the muck?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you didn't slip in the muck. How do you feel about that?
Now, do we also have to roll stealth?
Yes you do.
That one. This is 7.
Oh, 7 for stealth?
Yep.
Oh god.
And this is in the muck?
Yep.
Well, that's fine.
I got, for my acrobatics, I got 8 plus 4 is 12.
And my acrobatics was 17 plus 2, so also a 9.
That's what I'm after.
We really need walkie-talkies, and
You're the tinkerer.
I'm trying. I'm trying, dude.
But what would you use to make walkie-talkies? That's the question.
Actually,
Sending
there's
stone, bro.
exactly. Yeah, I can duplicate sending stones, and I have one more thing that I can use my ability on.
As the camera pans against to show Doc making his way. Actually, we'll take this out a bit just to make this a little more flat and easy to work with. This is the Doc making his way. Resman comes up behind. You're kind of tromping through without issue. Ken, did you make your rolls?
Ken's
Sorry,
not with us.
my audio cut out for whatever you were telling. Yeah, wait, yeah, I'm not with them. I'm walking through the front door.
Oh, right. You guys
Never
are-
mind, my audio didn't cut out for what you're telling me. I thought I missed like something important. I was like, oh shit.
You guys are sneaking through here, right. Resman, Doc, all this and whatnot. And there we are. Am I correct? All this and Tomas are there
Yeah.
too? Yeah.
No, I'm not doing. I'm
Tomas
going
is
through the front.
also.
Right. You're disguised in the front as well.
Tomas, Serena, and Ken are going to the front door. Doc, Aldous, and Resman are creeping underneath the docks.
Right on.
Trying to use a little bit more than passive perception, see what's scurrying about in here.
Yeah, how about that? Your stealth checks kept it pretty good as you guys were making your way. It didn't really matter until as the camera pulls back to show her turning her back and making her way up along here, pulling her guard duty. Something wicked creeps in upon you guys from the darkness, and as the camera pulls back and zooms in upon, it shows something horrible indeed. But what could it be? You're not quite sure until your eyes focus in the darkness upon its hissing form.
What? Oh fuck.
As it senses Aldous stumbling along in the muck, doing his best to remain quiet, he simply can't while keeping his footing. The massive thing hisses and comes rushing forth out of the darkness upon you.
Great.
Trying to find a good vantage spot to follow this thing. That looks pretty creepy, but it doesn't give a good angle.
And I couldn't see this with, well, I mean, it's daylight, but I guess I couldn't see that with dark vision as we were walking past it.
It was stealth and in the darkness, if that's a fair statement.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bug, so yeah.
You could make a roll for it, I guess. Your dark vision would let you see it if you roll over a 19. Actually, you know what? I will roll it officially even.
There you go.
I rolled a 19 plus bonus. Okay, how do you like that? So by all means, sir, go right ahead.
Yeah, stabby. If I see this thing and I'm walking past, do I get the advantage to? Or should I just warn?
If you can see it, you totally can. I don't have an issue with that. But you'd have to roll to successfully see it first.
Or should I just warn it? Should I just warn Rez and?
Well, you roll a perception check and see if you saw it first.
Oh, I thought that was the official roll.
No, that was my roll to see.
That was his
what my
roll.
Official hide check was.
Ah. Yeah, I don't think we're getting there. I got a 9 plus 5 on my perception with expertise.
So you guys didn't see it.
So that's a nice creepy scene. That's awesome.
Would it be? It's not investigation, right? It's perception.
So, you guys gonna fight it? You guys gotta fight it, I guess.
As this thing comes launching itself out of the darkness, the camera pans upwards to show all of these guys, all of the dock as a whole, and focuses around on where you guys are walking in towards the guards. And the guards look upon you as you approach. I'm assuming this is happening?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong at any point. As this occurs, the camera panning in behind the characters.
I found these two coming up, and they said that they were hired by somebody somebody up ahead, and they're here to help.
Not simply somebody. You are hired. I live on the non-fire thing. We are here because we hear word that you need 2 soldiers. But the attacks are coming in.
The guard looks upon you, looks you up and down and says, good muscle. Right, your papers, please.
Papers. I look intimidatingly to him. The only papers that I need if you are trying to stop me are those to file for your funeral arrangements. Let us through if you want all of your wares guarded. We are on the same side.
Roll it.
Roll.
That is an 8.
You're in luck. He rolled a 6.
Oh.
Nice. Okay.
Now, does that work only on, just to clarify, because he's got a +2 for strength, so does that work on the defender as well, that strength and charisma thing?
He would do insight, right?
I guess insight, yeah.
Against.
That's fair, eh? Okay, yeah, so he's got a +1 there. For his wisdom and yeah, that's it. So as you stare him down, he looks you up and down, and then looks over at his companion. His companion gives a shrug at this and says, "Muscle is muscle today. The boss is in a fury." As you look through the background, the camera pans upwards to show the archer making her way into view as she walks in towards and then looks down towards the warehouse, then walks in through the doorways. You can see the guards here adjust themselves as they wander back and forth. In the background, you can hear the dinging of a smith working away. As these guys make their way over towards these crates, this guy moves a bunch of jars and bottles and starts shimmying boxes down off, piling them to the side as this worker passes these over from here. The place is pretty alive as Tomas takes a look over the place, and as the camera pans to show Ken moving as well as the orc walk past, Tomas files in behind as well.
I asked the guards, are Burgess or Amaranth around at all?
Burgess should be in the warehouse if you wish to report to him.
And Amaranth?
Armorant isn't here at the moment.
Figures. I saw the fire last night. What was that all about? And I think they saw it hit one of our warehouses.
The guard looks over towards you, and as you say this, he points to his pauldron and says, "Do you see that? Do you see that?" And he's pointing to his pauldron, and you can see it's got a crest of the throne upon it. And he says, "Do you see that?"
Yeah.
That's the throne. You get that? I wear the throne. I'm a full patch throne. You see that?
Yeah.
So it's our warehouse. He looks you up and down. I don't see any patch on you.
I show him my cape.
As you turn around, he says, "Oh, I see."
Yeah. So yeah, it's our warehouse.
It was a shame. So I heard. Profits will be down for a month, they say, although I have no part in that. Fortunately, salaries weren't affected.
Is that why the boss is so pissed today?
One of the reasons. Those who were responsible got away. So I hear.
Wow. Really? That's...
What's your interest in it?
That money is my money, it's their money, it's our money. Did you not just say that? So yeah, I have an interest.
He gives a nod at this as he backs up, clearly satisfied with your answers.
Where do you want these two to go?
Report to Burgess. It's not my job to give you orders.
Fine. I tell Ken and Sarah, I say, you two, make yourselves useful. You have muscles for a reason. I'm going this way. And I start walking towards the warehouse, but not really. I'll start walking towards it, but we'll see. Can I do like a general? Can I like listen in and see if there's any argument going inside the warehouse right now? Can I hear anything?
If there's any arguments inside the warehouse, you don't see any. You don't see any major activity. You don't hear any loud voices. As you enter in towards the warehouse, you easily see the form of Jackson Burgess looking over some documents with a few of the guards. With a few of the hands inside. And then he points towards them and says, "We need all these on the ships. The first shipment heading out is to carry all of this out." And then he looks over towards the doorway and he says, "Can I help you?" And the camera pans away from that, back down to a hissing form.
Oh God.
Oop, there's a giant dildo.
We split the party, such a bad idea, but that's what we get.
Shit happens.
Yep. Roll initiative, I guess, right, Dooley?
We'll do this fast, round robin. So the spider took its turn, didn't attack and missed. Aldous, what are you doing? Oh, hang on one second.
It's just a spider. It's like a big ass spider.
So everybody mess with Dooley when he comes back. Don't move. Everybody stay perfectly still.
Sorry, where were we? Aldous, what are you up to? Did Aldous died? Aldous, is my connection
You're
gone?
just messing with you.
Oh, okay, I was wondering. I thought you froze.
I am gonna shit. I'm gonna shoot a fireball at it. A firebolt.
I was gonna say, yo.
I don't have fireball yet. I don't have
Let's
that
just wake
power.
everybody up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what a creative way to destroy the dock.
Oh boy.
Can I roll a magic attack?
Please do. A ranged attack if you could. You can easily see its silhouette in the darkness. I do believe it is a 12 to hit this guy.
I rolled a 12.
Pardon me while I double check. Can't type for some reason.
Oh no, actually I rolled 12, 13, 14.
Good, because that's actually his armor class. So with that said, you take aim, charging up your finger. You feel the heat and the ether within it as you just suddenly burst forth. A shot that fires away as it
6 damage.
explodes against the spider's form, delivering a mild flare of flame that provides a hiss of 6 damage, satisfyingly.
The apron's on, gentlemen. It's on.
Well, for as long as the session can go here. We're already at 10:20, so if I have to rebuild the set, so be it. But that's
I was
it.
about to say, how long are we planning on going?
Not much longer. This is way,
Usually about a
way
half
overdue.
hour, Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
But as that happens, you know what? Why not? We can do a to be continued on both fronts. To be continued. The camera cuts as it flares against the giant spider. It hisses in pain, and it freeze frames to show Aldous with his finger out, with the glow of the flare against you and your companions next to you, as each of you is looking upon this giant spider that's just hissing with its massive legs up. And then it pans to show the inside of the warehouse, and it does this like kind of rotation of the scene, showing Burgess looking upon you guys kind of like this, staring at you, as it shows the three of you hulking in the doorway, silhouetted with the sunlight behind you.
Nice. So we're face to face.
You suck.
Oh god.
Well, officially there was some combat in the session, so hats off to that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is gonna go.
1:30. I've stayed up all this time, and then you like penis blocked me, man.
I'm sorry. But that does bring us to the conclusion of this session, and in short, Sean, would you like? Would you hate? What was your part? Which is least?
No, I mean the layout for the dock was great, and getting into that point, trying to figure out where we're going to be going. I think we got to try and work on not second guessing ourselves so much. I think that may help all of us. Kind of making our decisives and moving forward. But no, it's a good way to work people in and go from there. Yeah.
Cool. Justin, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What was your part? What was least?
So I don't know if it's I like it or I don't like it, but a few of us, most of the time, when we have to make a decision, most of us are like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Until we have a decision that we particularly want to do, then it's like we kind of push for it. Other than that, and then everybody else is kind of like hung up on like, well, can I get some info? Can I get some input? Can I get some input? And it's like, whatever you guys want to do, let's go ahead and do it. But then some other times it's like, okay, this is what I really want to do. I really got to get some carrots or whatever it is.
I know sort of how you feel.
Yeah, not that it's like I said, not that it's a bad thing.
I think
or that
I'm trying to understand exactly
it
the
just
scope of
is
what you're
what
saying.
it is.
It's like like I don't want to railroad this. Like I don't want to railroad us into like what I want to do. Like I want like everybody's input. But when everybody's input is, I don't care, let's do whatever. And it's like that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you guys to put like what would your character. I'm asking you as my character, what would your character want to do? You know what I mean? Like it's like you guys. It's like you guys can't just give me like, oh, I'll do whatever. It's like, well, yeah, yes, but like, what would your character want to do in this situation? I want the discussion is like not like oh, I don't know, kind of thing, and then we just go in circles, and then we kind of waste time going in circles. Like the first 30 minutes of this session, I felt so bad for Ken and Serena because we're just talking in circles. It's like,
oh no, that happens. That's just you gotta have the run up to the game. I mean, it's a story heavy game.
Yeah, but also we had a big battle last week, so like it was expected us to we're like chickens with our heads cut off kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite like that. I mean, let's be honest. It's not gonna be. It's not just because you have one fight doesn't mean that suddenly the whole of the world explodes all around you. And like you say, these guys expected that you guys burned up in the warehouse. Yeah. So they don't know that you're roaming around and about to hunt down on their shipyard. They've got feelers and whatnot out though, and I've been actually making rolls for that, and they've just been failing to get there.
So the other thing too is no matter what direction we go, like Dooley's gonna kind of work with it. And so if we hadn't decided to, use the stone, Dooley would have worked something in, right? So it's not always lost.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I know where it goes, so I would have just thrown the person there. And then
I think he gave us that stone with the full ideas of everything behind it.
Not always. I don't plan everything out. I like leaving surprises for me too.
Yeah, that one was a little bit extra though. We found it, how we found it.
I mean, at the end of the day, that one's obvious. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that was Justin. What'd you like and what'd you hate? Charlie, what did you like? What did you hate? What was your favorite part and what did you like the least?
Personally, I liked Rotherick a lot. I thought that he was a lot of fun to talk to, and like I love his little interactions with Duke and all the antics at his manor. I also really liked that you recorded the lateral thinking with the providing the disguise. That was really cool, and again, just rewarding ways to look for alternate ways around a problem. The criticism is very minor. I mean, the deadliest thing that the party faced in terms of damage dealt was a scalding glass of tea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, combat a little more next time.
There was no combat in this session. You're right.
Yeah, but
honestly, he did mention that. He did say today was going to be political.
Well, no, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a criticism to be defended or something like that. Not to get defensive. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. You're right. Totally acknowledging it.
It's the flow of the game.
Yeah, totally acknowledging it.
In my combat, others are gonna be intrigue, and I'm totally cool with both. And I mean, my character, despite appearances, isn't super violent, so this is perfectly cool with me.
True to form, Rotherick delivers another boring job.
Well, there you go. But it was a lot of fun.
Right on.
Obviously, nice meeting all of you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Ricky, what'd you like? What did you hate? What was your favorite part? Least?
What I like. You know what? I love that you just work with whatever we pitch out there. I know you have a general direction. What I liked least this week was definitely the audio.
Music too loud, sound effects too loud, stuff like that.
Well, you know what? Well, with different mics and stuff, I can't adjust the volume levels in Zoom.
And that's weird, actually, come to think of it. Yeah.
And what would happen is if someone else was talking, your audio goes down. And then when you start talking, both you and the background music kicks up. And so this week I found it was it detracted from it a little bit.
Right. Fair enough. So you're trying to listen to me, and suddenly you're hearing music, and you're like, "What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?"
Yeah, it was just kind of a. So when I'm tired, the first thing that goes on me is my hearing.
Fair.
And so I really have to try, like you'll see me doing this often,
Yeah.
just because I'm trying to isolate and focus.
Fair enough.
But that's a me thing.
Yeah.
It's only when I'm super tired.
Right on. Chan, what'd you like? What did you hate? What was your part? What did you like least?
Yeah, I really like the story. The story is always really good. Like kind of you weaving in and out of where we head, and yeah, like I really like our dynamics as a group. I guess it's just like I felt bad that like introducing these two new guys into our party. It's just like we've had like a couple sessions, so we found our group. Now it's like we gotta refine our group, but it's not a big deal. Like we just have to just get into more the rhythms of things, and that's it.
Just need to kill something together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ken will love you guys forever once the fight starts.
Yeah.
And it's probably gonna ramp up next session, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll have to buy a bunch more stuff to burn. And with that, I don't know your name, dude. What's your name?
Jeremy.
Right, Jeremy. It was. What did you like? What did you hate? What was your what did you like least?
I very much like this party and this group of people. The other people I have played with have been college students who are all somehow yes men for all of each other at the same time. So they immediately agree on something, and then like if anything doesn't happen with that, they get really like messed up. Like I like all of the deliberation and thinking that goes in here. Probably my least favorite thing, and I'm pretty sure this is mostly just a technical issue on my side, is that Zoom is the death of the Chromebook apparently. Because, like for example, right now, I can't see any of your videos.
Oh wow!
And I can't like when you'll move the camera, it'll be moving at like 5 frames per second.
Oh
so
no!
I'm like, oh, where are we going?
Oh wow! This is the same problem Curtis was having with Zoom, is that his tablet just couldn't run it.
So one, we should definitely invest in Google Meets is my recommendation. But that's just me. Anyways, yeah, probably my favorite part is just kind of like it's very, very role-play intensive in kind of way I haven't messed with before. A lot of the other campaigns I've done have been very like lighthearted and comedic and fun in their role-play elements.
Mm-hmm.
And in my family campaign, they hardly role-play at all. So it's nice to be like with like-minded people.
Right on.
Jeremy, can you plug into the wire? Like if you're
on a
doing
Chromebook.
There are
Oh,
no
it's
wires
wireless
to such
only,
it.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, the other issue is I don't have like a webcam. Like I'm sure if I hooked it up to my desktop, I could make that happen. But we shall see.
So I thought the I thought the session was good. There was a lot of good deliberation, and I guess as you guys observed for yourselves, a lot of deliberation that didn't need to happen. I very much enjoyed setting up the set piece. I'm going to be heartbroken to have to tear it down to set up the other set piece for tomorrow's game. That is now 2 set pieces that I have to rebuild for next week's impending combat that will just take place as soon as the session starts up.
I just have to say the work with the minis and the sets is incredible. I've never played with a group that went to those.
It's a
those
Thursday. This is the only way I know. It's what I've been doing all my time. I tried to use Roll20 and I was like, no. It doesn't
Wait till we get
allow.
you a 3D printer.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
gonna
Yeah,
really pop.
that'd be amazing. But then I'd spend all my time and money on filament.
I'm okay with that. No, actually, we would get you a resin printer.
You gotta just jump in there, Charlie. You just gotta take shit over, man. What is that?
Did you do Kickstarter for Blacklist miniatures? 'Cause
No, I've never done
There's,
that
like-
sort of Kickstarter. That would be a
There's, like-
successful Kickstarter. I've only done a failed Kickstarter.
Gotcha. It was like $65 for 200 minis, including a full-size giant and dragon.
Dude, that sounds like a wicked deal. I backed Reaper, actually. I backed the Reaper minis Kickstarter for to the tune of like $500 Canadian. It was 3 something, like damn near just south of $400 US. And then when they took their money, it was damn near 600 in the end. But it ended up with fuck, I don't even know, like just however many minis, and per unit comes down to like $2 a piece. And I got a fat ass treant over there that's this big. He's next to a dragon that's equally big. And the bin is just, it's retarded how many minis I have that are just sitting around unpainted because I have them spilling out my fucking ears and other orifices. And yeah, there's just so much cool shit that if I painted up, I would have nowhere to put it because it turns from a bag of parts into a ship. Now where do I put the ship? Like I have Karen's Ship of Death in there. It's crazy. Super cool fucking set that I've just never put together. I have a full-on
We
like
have to
planetary
reorganize your
orrery.
garage.
Yeah, no, this I will not argue at all. And given I use D&D Beyond for everything too, I've been considering 8-6ing the source books that I have in favor of keeping only adventure books. And even then, I don't have to keep them out here. Nobody uses them. I use the adventure books if I'm running the adventure. And the only adventure I'm interested in running for the next however long it takes somebody to fucking pass it is Curse of Strahd. So it's like I really only need
I'm
one.
actually DMing that now.
Yeah, like I was saying, is I had players playing through it. Nobody ever made it through, but damn, did I kill people a lot. You know, and that was that was playing nicely and fairly. You know, I don't pull punches, but balls out. Some of those die rolls.
That was, you know what, your sweet spot is when you do your own stuff. The Curse of Strahd restricted kind of thing just doesn't work the same.
You don't think so? I don't know. I think when it comes to an adventure, having an understanding of like I went to great lengths to have an understanding of how Curse of Strahd worked, so that I could make it my own. Like I know what you mean, and I don't say this as a defensive thing, but just to say that I get what you mean, and I wanted to make it my own. I wanted to make Curse of Strahd something that I understood intrinsically and could just deliver and exposit wherever the players went.
I saw the weeks that you prepped, and you had to prep hard. Like if you spent like 3 to 4 hours pre-reading everything that could branch from where your party was going to go.
And I was figuring out set pieces and the miniatures and the etc. And I mean, if you're serious about it, you can go to great lengths to prep. I mean, I built sewers for tomorrow's game, so. And I mean, like you say with the set pieces, putting this shit together isn't hard. A Dockside, one of my most favorite. So, this one turned out, I would think. Oh, you can't see that. Never mind.
You need to take more pictures and post them on your site.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, however we become internet famous, we don't post, bro. We gotta be the next Critical Role.
Hardly gonna happen. I swear, drink, and smoke on camera. I'm not marketable. It's the truth.
I've never actually, I've messed briefly with minis in the fact that, we had a Pathfinder grid square, and then, one dude had, Warhammer minis.
Okay.
And we all just picked one and put it on the little grid square and went from there.
Yeah, that works.
All I've done is Roll20 and Theater of the Mind.
Yeah, no, that's legit. I know a buddy of mine. He swears by just having a little grid square, as you call it, and he does this same sort of thing where he sets up an online thing, and he's got some Dwarven Forge too that he sets up occasionally. But anytime there's a battle, he doesn't set up these expansive set pieces. It's like, here's a fight, and it's over here. This is what it is. The rest is theater of the mind. But when you're, but he'll create that 20 by 20 space where you're fighting a dude in. You know what I mean? This is your fight. So it's
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Like, that's what the DM would do. He'd be like, "Here's the castle," and he'd get like the dry erase marker and like draw a little castle. He'd be like, "Okay, we go into the castle." And,
The model.
He erases it and draws the room we're now in and stuff like that.
You go to Home Depot and you get the pink foam and you just very easily cut and build something.
Yeah.
That pink foam is awesome.
I have a ton of foam that I like when I get the actual form-fitted pieces of foam that look like dungeons right out of the bat. You just paint them black and go. But I need to get creative with some of my
You need to get
carving
Bruce
tools.
Willis back. I miss him.
Actually, yeah, he created a lot of good shit. This boat was created by a friend, not
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, mind you. This boat was created by
He
by
and
an old
Mitch.
friend, Brandon. You can't even see it. Never mind. Keep forgetting you can't see the thing in the background. Anyway, gentlemen, it has been my esteemed pleasure to be your dungeon master, your entertainer for yet another exciting evening of Dungeons and Dragons. My palette of fantastic personalities that make up my playership, I thank you. And until next time, may your 20s always land on 20.
Good night, guys.
Nice.
Good night.
We'll do XP next week, Dooley.
Oh, yeah, by the way, everybody can take... I'll just punch it out in the... Oh, wait, we're not in a consistent thing anymore. No, it's XP, but it kind of works like milestones. Everybody can take another 400 experience. How much did I give for last session?
400.
100? No, he gave 100 last time, didn't he?
He gave 400 last time.
400.
I don't know who to believe.
Believe the two people that take notes.
Everybody can take 275 experience.
275? Okay.
Just to make math hard.
Oh, I'm at level 4 now. So.
Right on.
Can you remove XP? Yeah, you can.
Somebody
100
buzz
away.
Somebody buzz that in the Skype channel for poor Doc.
Yeah. Okay, night.
Right on,
See you next
gentlemen.
week.
See you next week.
Good night.
See you guys.